lineup for Collingwood. They laid out Taylor Adams, Chris Main, Josh Dacos and Flynn Appleby, all from the AFL list. And they lost Brayden Maynard, Ben Crocker not playing today as well. So on paper, probably the stronger 23 for the Tigers as opposed to Collingwood. It looks dead still out there, Stoney, looking at the trees around Victoria Park. They're all pretty still. Looks like we've got ideal conditions. No, Stoney.
No breeze.
You just might be out of range at the moment, Stoney. We need you to come a bit close. Come on, Stoney. There you go. Try again.
No breeze, ideal conditions, and this ground's in great nick, and as it is, so could be a great day for footy.
Just quickly, the winners before we take a break, before this one starts, 11:30 first bounce here. The winners yesterday, Werribee, got a very important win for them. Only their second in this newer standalone sort of situation for them now. 7-point win over the Box Hill Hawks, who were starting to slip a little bit. Geelong got a big 70-point win against the Northern Blues yesterday. That one was at Icon Park. North Melbourne, they got a good win against Sandringham. Sandringham a little inaccurate, 9-14. That was the TV game yesterday. We had some twilight footy last night as well at the VU Whitten Oval. A solid 11-point win for Footscray, 10-12-72. Essendon were 8-13 at 61. We know the wind, Stoney, when it takes hold at the Whitten Oval, it can really affect your goal kicking, and looks like Essendon was on the receiving end of some of that last night.
Yeah, we took also home ground advantages, and as you said at the start, good win by Werribee, but Footscray playing at Whitten Oval with that breeze, it's always a hard place to go for opposition, especially at night, bit of a breeze, and that was an important win for Footscray as they get on a bit of a roll.
All right, quick break here, and we're not too far away from the start. It's Collingwood, Richmond, round 9 in the Peter Jackson VFL. Adam Sarikoglu, Anthony Stangitz, and Mark Stone back after this with the first bounce.
Your Peter Jackson VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any 2 suits for $895. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota top 5 plays of the week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
It's your job. We'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer.
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au.
And upgrade to digital.
The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wick up first. Craig Lowndes
And
second.
you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
It is Collingwood taking on Richmond round 9 in the first weekend of winter for season 2018. It's Collingwood and Richmond here at Victoria Park, top of the table clash in the Peter Jackson VFL. We've got 2 more games coming up later on today as well. We'll go around the grounds. We've got 1 game in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. We'll give you live scores of Williamstown and the Casey Demons as the day develops. Stoney, we had the coin toss in the middle of the ground. We had Steve Morris and Jack Elliott.
We did, and Steve Morris won the toss. He'll kick to the Sharon stand, the right of the dial here at the Victoria Park ground, the spiritual home of the Collingwood Football Club. And Steve Morris on the toss. He'll kick to the right of the dial. The Sharon stand in. No breeze
Sharon
at all.
Stand, Hoddle Street stand side of the ground. So
Correct.
it'll be Collingwood going toward the Bath Street end to left of your screen if you're watching us on VFL.com.au. Anthony, what can we expect in this one? 2 sides that have been in hot form so far this year. Richmond, well, they've sustained their success from last year. It's good to see Collingwood actually playing some pretty good footy now as well. They're having an okay year at AFL level. That's filtering down here as well.
I think we're going to see plenty of goals in today's match. The Richmond team have really been sharing them around right throughout the season, and that's a key to the Tigers, why they're sitting on top of the ladder, able to share the goals around. Collingwood, I think they've got a few of their key leading goal scorers out of today's team, so I'm interested to see where those goals will come from for the Magpies on their home deck.
Players in position. Jack Elliott, 100th game for him today. It will be Collingwood to the Bath Street end of the grounds. Left of dial, left of screen. Ivan Soldo in the ruck here for the Tigers. Here's Anthony Stan, gets round 9, top of the table clash. Collingwood taking on Richmond.
Looking forward to it. Team who wins today gets top spot on the ladder. Soldo gets the tap down in the middle. Live here from Victoria Park. Kick goes forward. Good work by Alice. Kicks it long to left half forward. And then we'll have a boundary throw in. Averaging 21 disposals at VFL level this year, Corey Ellis. Just one of many players that's unable to break into that AFL lineup for the Tigers. Playing at half forward. Lynch this time in the ruck. Soldo again gets his boot to it. Pushes it inside forward 50. Magpies defence under plenty of pressure already. Rioli tipped to play a full game today at VFL level. Might get an opportunity here as the Tigers will look to bring the ball back inside forward 50. Got plenty of options inside the forward 50 today. Bolton back into the team as well. No one able to take the mark. Quick handball came out. That was from Stengel. And the ball held up. We'll have a ball up. Still inside that forward 50 arc for the Tigers.
So Coleman Jones, he was the target of that first entry inside 50. Rioli with the tackle here. Townsend, his AFL Premiership teammate, helping him. Quick shot on goal out of the congestion there was Miles, and it's a goal for the Tigers to start things off. First minute, 1 straight 6. Collingwood yet to score. That was quick. A clearance and a couple of stoppages inside 50, and Miles was there to finish it. That's his 7th goal of season 2018.
So dangerous around the stoppages are the Tigers. Stengel already looking for the options as soon as he gets his hands on the football. Looking out that time for Miles. Miles getting his first 30 disposals a game at VFL level this year, but still can't crack it into that AFL team. Secondary ball up in the middle. Once again, Be Lynch up against Soldo. Ball going nowhere. Strong tackle in the middle by Alice. Magpies go long, inside forward 50. And free kick will go the way of the Magpies. And they'll line up from directly in front. Just umpire having a chat to the man on the mark, Lockie Howe, to take the kick. Let's see what he can do. Directly in front. Known as one of the main rucks this season for the Magpies. Along with Lynch, he's off to the right-hand side and through for one behind. So the Magpies on the board in the top of the table clash. They still trail Richmond by 5 points.
Stoney?
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yep, got you.
Just Steve Morris, not a bad kick, 55 metres from that kick out there.
It's a still day here at Victoria Park. LaGrice was over the top of the ball, ex-Zebra. As Collingwood try and work this out, Oxley in the long sleeves today went wide by hand. The ball just trickling toward half forward. It's staying in play. Good pressure from the Tigers. Rioli just had to elude him. It came back to Oxley. And he goes inside 50. A couple of Magpies went for it. No mark was taken. Hand pass out. Blair tried to go the 1-2. Couldn't combine. And it's a boundary throw in. Right, 4 pocket here for the Pies.
As I was going to say before, you've got to hand it to the Richmond recruiting staff. To have some of these players playing that team today, can't get a look in. It just goes to show you why they're so good at both levels.
So one behind Collingwood. Richmond 1 straight 6. And it was Anthony Miles with the goal. Soldo on the tap down. Free kick here for Collingwood. Soldo's come up a little bit proppy as well. It will be a Collingwood ball, and I think it will be Lockie Howe to take it. Umpire just trying to sort out a couple of hot heads in there, just getting acquainted. For his top of the table clash, it won't be Howe taking the kick. It's Rupert Wills that has it for Collingwood.
Soldo just running off the ground, boys. Just got his foot trodden on, and he's run off the ground just to get some assistance from the trainer.
So Wills will have to kick this one from about 40, 45 metres out, and he's only a couple of metres in from the boundary line. To the Bath, straight end of the ground for Collingwood's first of the day. Wills, right foot on the way. It's going to go across the face. He's had a mark. Very, very nice mark, and Collingwood should have their chance to kick there first. A wonderful mark by Chippendale. He's kicked 5 goals so far this season. They only had the 8 disposals last week against Footscray. This will put Collingwood in front. 5 minutes in. Careful approach. Easy. 1-1-7 Collingwood. Richmond 1 straight 6. We played 5.5 minutes opening term.
As the sun starts to come out, a good game of football early, and both sides testing each other out at the moment, but just a good result for the Pies going forward.
So the ball heads back to the middle. Very successful first foray into the forward half for Collingwood. As we said, Chippendale getting their first goal of the game. Ball back in the middle. Bounce down. Tap down this time by Coleman Jones. Comes out the back of the pack. Bolton gets it on hands. Tries to get it over to Lloyd. Best on ground last week. 30-plus disposal game. As the Magpies again try to go forward. Handball comes over the top. They got it to Coleman Jones again. They go out wide. Miles. First of the football. Long kick. Will it stay in play? It does just. And the Magpies. Good defensive work. Singh kicks in short. Again finds long-sleeved Oxley. Plays on along the outer side wing. Preparing for the high fly. Coming up over the top was Chippendale. Gets the ball now. Gets his kick away in towards forward 50. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Goes over the line. And we will have a boundary throw in. The Richmond player just looking for the deliberate. doesn't receive it. And we'll get a bound forward 50. We'll keep you up to date with around the grounds. Only Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Round 5 is the only game on at the same time today, and that's kicked off at Williamstown Football Ground. No score in that game as yet. As the Tigers head up towards their forward 50 arc. Townsend. They go the short chip kicks now inside forward 50, looking for a target. Plenty of Magpies defenders back. They almost spoiled each other inside forward 50. As the umpire comes in and we'll have a ball up. 25 metres out from the Tiger. Clearing kick. Stengel couldn't take.
First year player out of the quarter cannons. Right foot's on the way, and he's just weaved that through beautifully. 2 straight 12 for Richmond. Collingwood 1-1-7, 9.5 gone opening turn.
When you have players like young Rioli down the forward line and Noah Bolter, good luck.
Here at VFL level, Pies recalled the bounce. Secondary bounce in the middle here at Victoria Park. Good crowd gathered for the top of the ladder clash. All heading to the outer side as well. Smart move in the sunshine. Frosty start to the day here in Melbourne. Kick out of the middle, Borthwick. Number 2 in the Toyota top 5 plays of the week last week. What can he produce today? Oh, interception. Great work by the Magpies, but the Tigers retain the football. Handball came out. Rough's edge was looking for it. Now an opportunity. Brown couldn't get his boot to ball, and a free kick's been found, and it will go the way of the Tigers in defence, and they play on quickly through Baker.
Out wide, Drummond. He'll go over the top, and that's okay. So the Tigers are going to use the outer side once more to go forward. And getting in a hole is Oxley. Took a nice mark, read it better. Collingwood get it back, goes to the one-on-one on centre wing, bouncing ball. Drummond, standing start, delivers in board. Nice diving effort. I think that's Arts who takes the mark. Umpires had to blow time off.
50 metres.
Taken for a walk as well.
So Arts might be brought within scoring range here. It's a 5-point lead for the Tigers. Around the grounds, Casey Demons on the board in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Ben Slevin kicks the goal for the Demons against Williamstown.
Former Bendigo bomber or pioneer, Jake Arts.
She's very quickly added her second as well. Good work by Casey.
The men will be up later on. Arts didn't want to have a shot. He was too far out. Lobbed it to the pocket. Townsend in the right spot. Same spot where Noah Bolter was about a minute or two ago for Richmond.
Bit of quick body work as the ball came in. Just getting his defender under the football. And just showing some of his smarts from his year in the VFL last year.
His first game at this level last week against Coburg. Kicked 2 goals, 21 disposals. Goes around the corner just like Noah Bolter did. 3 straight goals for the Tigers. Collingwood 1-1-7. Almost 13 gone.
You can see that those type of players being in the forward line for Richmond kicking goals, and that's why they've got 5 or 6 players that could play senior football at Richmond level and playing their forward in the VFL. Just really, and tall attacking forwards, which is really quite a bit of a task for the Collingwood defence.
Yeah, you just start to stop one player and another player will bob up. They don't have those key position forwards this year. Probably Chol has been one of them. He's out with a ankle injury at the moment. But just the bigger bodied players that can go through the middle of the ground, play high half forward. Certainly done the job for them here at VFL level. Kick up towards half forward now, and they find Corey Ellis once again. Goes long, inside 50. Body work that time. That was Ballard. Ballard trying to keep the ball in play. Gallucci thought he'd got his hands on a great prize there, but boundary umpire calls it back, and we'll have a boundary throw in. So another opportunity deep in the forward 50 for the Tigers. 3 straight goals. They've kicked the last 2 in this game. On the tap down, Oxley got the handball away. And try and get it out of defence. At defensive 50 now, ball held up. Umpire comes in, says, give the ball to me, and we'll have a ball up. Welcome to all our viewers on VFL.com.au. Perfect morning for football. Just about to head into the afternoon here in early July. Tigers again got the numbers around the football. Collingwood trying to stop them in their tracks. Drummond went without it. Now gets another opportunity. Gets his handball away. Got it off to Arts. What can Arts do? Round the corner. Goes long to the goal square. What will the bounce do? No, the free kick been found. It has. And it will go the way of the Magpies. So goes against Townsend on this occasion.
So Collingwood ball last line of defence in the hands of Beveridge on debut. Kai Beveridge. That's a good mark on that outer side. So Collingwood out of danger. LeGrice has it. He'll be asked to play on. Wants to go down the line. And kick a little too hot. So a boundary throw in is what we'll have. Left half forward for the Tigers. They're up by 11 points.
Good for the Richmond team. Daniel Rioli and Nathan Drummond both making their way back from long-term injury. So there's another 2 positives for the Richmond Footy Club.
Bouncing ball up for grabs, picked up by Brown. Got the hand pass off, and Collingwood out of danger. Little left foot pass goes down the line. A bit of a nothing kick, though, and only really gained territory. Didn't really get near rough's edge. Just forward of centre wing, if not true centre wing here, boundary throwing.
And you mentioned those players, Stoney. Nathan Drummond, 5th game back today, and Daniel Rioli, his 3rd game back in a row here at VFL level.
Coleman Jones still doing the ruck work here with Soldo off the ground. Ellis got a nice little tap on, and Richmond will get the clearance. We go towards half forward. Townsend got a hand on it. Was he held on to? Yep. Free kick Tigers, just beyond 50.
It's a great little battle that's starting between Singh and Townsend.
He's looking for leads. Bolter slipped over as he began his. The lobbing kick just in toward the pocket. Ballard went up. Collingwood have numbers last line of defence. Oxley picks it up. Had to get away from the Rioli tackle. Clearing ball. Bouncing. Out of play.
And of course, Anthony, the great story is that Collingwood are missing one of their defenders in the VFL, Brody Mychek, who great story for the VFL and himself to be recalled, or to be his first game at AFL level. It's a great story.
It's quite funny, Mark Stone. I got mixed emotions about that because I was quite looking forward to seeing him play here in the top of the ladder clash, but also really excited to see a VFL recruit get to make that AFL debut. And been a long journey for him from Tassie to Werribee via Port Melbourne as well. And I think just to hear during the week the excitement of his dad, and I think the whole Mychek family will be at the ground today watching him play, and very exciting time for that family. And congratulations also to you, Mark Stone, helping in his journey along the way.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
We will. Ball right in front of our broadcast position here in the stand at Collingwood. Kick goes forward from Alice. Good one-on-one contest, and Marty Hoare, the victor in that contest. The ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary thrown in the left forward pocket. So, still 11-point lead to the visitors. 3 goals straight. Richmond, Collingwood, 1-1-7. All single goal scorers in the match so far. In the front position again was Howe. Collingwood's defence under plenty of pressure, and this is a key to the Richmond game plan. They keep the ball inside their forward 50 and put that defensive pressure on. But a free kick on this occasion going the way of Rupert Wills.
From that last line of defence, he goes toward the outer side again. Not a great kick coming out from Collingwood. Intercepting the handball, Alice. He tried hard to get that ball back. Soldo back out on the ground. He's wrapped up, so ball up right on 50. 3 straight goals for the Tigers so far. Jacob Townsend, Noah Bolter, Anthony Miles, all the goal kickers for the Tigers. A single goal for Michael Chippendale for Collingwood. Now over the top of the ball here is Lloyd. He got brought down as soon as he got it. Hot footy. Doesn't seem to be coming out. Umpire's letting it go. Rioli tried to snatch it. Whistle had already gone.
All is the spectators on the southern end or the northern end of the ground here, waiting for the sun to come over this side. It's a bit cool over here.
It's a nice little crowd building. Collingwood taking on Fremantle later today at the MCG. No doubt a lot of the Collingwood faithful here on their way to the G for that one. As they look to go inside 50, ball's held up. And that's not coming out either, is it? Umpire's taking his time now, it's locked up. So another stoppage. Umpire's giving the players time to try and extract the footy.
You'll also find those dedicated supporters as well. Adam, they'll be hopping on the train and heading on in to see the AFL team play after this one as well.
Just pinballing around here. Bolton eventually extracted it. Went wide by hand to Alice. Got away from Brown. Now Alice, standing start, gave it to Lloyd. Back to Alice. He goes by hand to Bolton. He goes over the top of Hellier. Nice link-up play from the Tigers, and eventually they're going to go towards half forward. Nice little drilling pass for Arts. Takes the mark. Begging for the ball is Fletcher. Arts wants to go longer instead, all the way to the square. Now Ballard again, the target. Over the head. No one touched it. Kick went through for a point. First blemish of the day for the Tigers, 3-1-19 to 1-1-7. Around the grounds, Casey Demons, 2 straight 12. Williamstown on the board through Stacey Cross, 1 straight 6.
Oxley brings the ball back into play, finds his teammate at half-back in Elliot LeGrice. So LeGrice, a couple of games this season, his third today. Finds his target up the field in Stanford. So Stanford on debut, 23rd player today for the Magpies. Kicks long along this broadcast side wing, just too high for his teammate in Nathan Murphy. And we'll see a boundary throw in. Broadcast side wing here at Victoria Park. And 12-point lead to the Tigers. Time on in the first term. Top of the ladder position, which Richmond's held for a number of weeks now. The winner of this contest. Almost some holding in the ruck. Umpire didn't find that was the way. Murphy goes long inside forward 50. Morris leading in the race for the football. Good pressure from Blair. And we'll see a boundary throw in. Left forward pocket for the Magpies.
Good appointment, Steve Morris, the captain of the side. Finished his AFL career and wanted to stick around the club, play the best footy he can. And he leads. He's a tough man and a good leader at this level.
Yeah, chatting to the Tigers in the pre-season, and they wanted to follow the same sort of model which they had with Sam Darley of getting a former player and keeping them at the club and getting them in that leadership role. So Steve Morris certainly fitting that bill. Tigers under pressure in their defence. Good handball over the top from Wheels. Opportunity for the Magpies. Desperate stuff from both teams. The free kick's been found and it will go the way of the Tigers. And Ernest will take the free kick. Last line of defence for the Tigers. Kicks in short. Finds a teammate in Miles. Looks further afield. Target on this occasion, Coleman Jones. Plenty of high flyers from the Magpies. Handball over the top. Great work by Alice. He's been lively early in this game. The Tigers go up towards half forward. Misdirected kick. And LeGrice intercepts.
Collingwood ball here. Broadcast side, Brown. It's Tyler Brown. Had to get away from Arts. Asking for the ball on the wing was Hoare, but Rioli got the ball. Needs some help. Rioli had a long time to dispose. That is holding the ball. Free kick for Collingwood. Wonderful tackling pressure from Marty Hoare.
I'm sure there's a number of Tiger supporters today just tuning in for the first time to a VFL live stream to see the man that's just been on the screen in Daniel Rioli, and he's come back from injury, third game back.
And he's had a good game so far here today for the Tigers. Some good link-up play from Rioli. Trying to keep it in play was Markov. Collingwood get it back. Hall, little underground ball. That could be deliberate or on the full. I think it's definitely going to be a Richmond ball.
On the full.
Off the boot of Borthwick. So the Tigers get it back.
Stoney, the game today, Marty Hoare was just lining up on Daniel Rioli, and a really good challenge and a great opportunity for a player like Hoare to show his capabilities. He's been on that draft radar the last couple of years coming back from injury, and a great opportunity to showcase his skills today.
Yeah, he's a good player, Marty Hall. Watch him play through 18s, and it's good to see him out playing VFL football. He's has a lot of upside, and you know what? He's had some good games in the last period of time when he's played VFL footy, so good challenge for him today.
Bolton with the centering ball, went to the 2-on-1. There's a whistle in the marking contest, high contact, and it will be a Richmond free kick. Could be goal number 4 coming up, Patrick Naish. Has 2 goals for his season so far, 8th game in the Peter Jackson VFL today.
Great composure at half forward by Shea Bolton as well. Didn't blaze away at goal, took his time, sidestepped a couple, looked for his options, and that centering kick setting up this goal opportunity for the Tigers.
So Patrick Naish directly in front, kicks from 35, and he liked it off the boot. 4-1-25 Richmond, 1-1-7 Collingwood. We're approaching quarter time on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
And you have to think that the Collingwood defenders are getting really worried when they've got that many players. I was talking about Naish. And a few familiar names to Anthony out there in the Richmond team of old, if you want to call that. Naish, another one with that goal.
Yeah, great to see the Brown brothers out there today as well. So, but great opportunity to see some of these young father-sons playing in this side today. And that Richmond forward setup. 4 individual goal scorers to start this clash today as Bolton bursts his way through the middle. Bombs it long inside forward 50. Good work from the defence of Collingwood at ground level that time. It was Beveridge. Tigers keeping that ball inside their forward 50 once again. And we will have a ball up.
Now, Beveridge wouldn't be, would he? He is, isn't he?
Yes. He is.
He is. That's correct.
Another one. Okay, kick out by Lynch. Didn't go too far. The umpire's found a free kick, and it goes the way of the Magpies.
50 metres. Didn't get the ball back properly.
So, player on the mark just a bit confused. It will be Brown to take the free kick.
Kai Beveridge, Stoney, 6 days before his dad won a premiership for the Western Bulldogs as a coach. He won TAC Cup flag with the Sandringham Dragons.
There you go.
And then he had Stadium.
So Brown goes out wide. Now a chance for the Magpies to go inside forward 50 again. Free kick's been found once more. And another free kick goes the way of the Pies. So they'll take the kick. Nathan Murphy. Kick from outside the forward 50 arc. Let's see what he can do with it. Distance should be no problems at all. Well, just on the line. Good punch through. I think that was Lloyd coming across the top of the pack. And it's through for 1 behind. So the Magpies move on to 1-2-8, trailing Richmond 4-1-25. Nearly 27 minutes gone in this first term here at Victoria Park on VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital.
Markov afforded the luxury of being able to go to himself and then went down the line looking for Bolter. Stengel there for the Tigers. Immediate pressure on him. Sets up the handball over the top for Lloyd. Now Arts is out at half forward, but the kick was too hot. It's picked up out the back by Beveridge. Got it to Hallier. He'll go by hand, looking for Lynch. Little sort of ball down the line, eventually picked up by Singh, and he threw it onto the right towards half forward. Garthwaite with the fist. Umpire spots a push. Free kick Collingwood. They're approaching half forward. Can they sneak in a late goal before quarter time? Murphy goes towards half forward. Again, the intercept fist from Garthwaite to kill it off.
He's had
a boundary throw in.
Young Garthwaite, from all reports this year, has been really good for the VFL team.
Still waiting for his AFL debut. Boundary throw in. Soldo to take on Howe. Throw in's going to fall a bit short. Soldo read it better in flight, and a fist heading boundary side, and again it goes over before Miles can get anywhere near it. Off to half forward for Collingwood. 1-2-8 playing 4-1-25. Big fist from Soldo. Miles this time was able to get the ball and The Tigers with the bouncing ball, a chance to attack off centre wing, but Collingwood got back in numbers. Hall went in board by hand. Soldo gets it back for the Tigers. Over the top he went. Now it's picked up by Silvestro. Tigers using left half forward to again go inside 50. Baker over the top. A brave mark by Arts. Kept his eye on the ball, running back with the flight. Takes it and can have a shot on goal. Don't have a countdown clock. Assuming the siren could be going at any moment now. Might have to kick this one after the siren. This for the Tigers, 5th for the day.
When they move the ball, they move it really quickly, don't they? They look really good. When
yeah, just a bit sloppy, Collingwood in transition there as well, through the middle of the ground. The Tigers have been far cleaner. As Jake Arts stabs with the right foot across the face. 4-2-26 till 1-2-8.
So the ball to be brought back into play once again by the Magpies. Bringing out this broadcast side, wing side. In the front spot, holding. Lynch will get the free kick, play on the call. Hetherington going up towards half forward. Here's a final opportunity for the Magpies. They go over the top. Another opportunity going backwards to Borthwick. And over the line, and we'll see another boundary throw-in.
Even the pressure from the Richmond defence there, so force the Collingwood side into error, so a throw-in will take place.
30 minutes gone, first term. Nearing the quarter-time siren. Soldo with the tap down once again. Blair bursts his way through. Gets the ball up towards forward 50. No one able to mark. They go long now off the boot of Gallucci. Late goal for the Magpies. Tigers fans will be disappointed with that one, but for the Collingwood fans out there, great last-minute opportunity in this term. And the Magpies get their second. They move on to 2-2-14. Still trailing the Tigers 4-2-26. Nearly 31 minutes gone in this first quarter here on VFL.com.au.
Young Gallucci sized up the goals and just had a quick look, and good effect and good kick on goal, and a good 6 points really required at this stage of the quarter.
So it's going to be a long quarter. We're now 31 and a half minutes in. Soldo gets ready to take on Lynch once more in the ruck. Umpire taking his time, finally puts it down. Good bounce. Soldo stayed down. Won the tap, not to advantage though. Wells got his hand pass out. Ball was trickling wide and a free kick for Collingwood. Downfield.
I was going to say, I don't think he's waiting for the flashing light from our commentary box today, Adam. I don't think we've got that much authority here on the video stream.
Not quite. Do they have that for the TV game?
Channel 7 they do, yeah.
They got the flashing light?
Flash the light when they're ready, back from the commercial break.
TV double header. We're off air for a couple of weeks here on Peter Jackson VFL Live, having a 2-week break before we see Casey, I believe. That'll be in round 12. Collingwood just sharing the ball. Murray in the long sleeves goes up towards half forward again. Another chance for a late one for Collingwood. No mark was taken. Lloyd with the tackle, ball up. Almost more action around our effects, Mike, than there is out on the ground right now.
Must apologise for bringing the kids to the footy today.
We'll turn that down a little bit. The fist inside 50. Claiming it was Wills, but immediately pressured out of it. And that's going to go out of play. Maybe not. The siren goes anyway. That was a 33-minute quarter, and it's a good one for the Tigers. 4-2-26, Collingwood 2-2-14. We're going to send our man Mark Stone out to the huddle. 12-point Tigers. You're listening or watching Peter Jackson VFL Live. We'll be back after this. It's the Tigers by 12 points.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any two suits for $895. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer.
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au.
And upgrade to digital.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota Top 5 Plays of the Week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wickham up first. Craig Lowndes
And
second.
you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved. Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved. Your Peter Jackson VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Quarter time, it is round 9 here in the Peter Jackson VFL, and it's Collingwood 2-2-14, trailing Richmond 4-2. 26 on a perfect day for footy. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, the only other game in any VFL competition taking place as we speak. It's Williamstown taking on the Casey Demons. 2-1-13, the Seagulls leading Casey 2 straight 12. The Demons had the first 2 goals of the game through Kayla Benslevin, but Stacey Cross and Emily Paterno have since gone on the board for the Seagulls, so a 1-point lead there for Williamstown. Anthony Stan gets with me. Anthony, we had a pretty good opening term there. Richmond just a bit cleaner with their ball use and just making better use of their forward entries so far in this one.
Yeah, the Collingwood teams really had to struggle once they've gone forward to be able to get those goal-scoring opportunities. We probably had 75% of the play in the Richmond forward half during the first term. And as Stoney mentioned during the first quarter, just the way that they move the ball so quickly down the field, it's difficult for the defenders to get into position from any opposition taking on the Tigers here at VFL level, that they get it in so quickly, they bomb it long, they put the pressure on the defence, and they've got that good mix of a couple of tall targets, but also mainly the roving forwards that make their way down from half forward and just look for any opportunity off the pack. And their ability to share the football around, that they aren't goal hungry. A Shea Bolton at half forward during that first term could have easily blazed away and gone long towards goal, but he elected to find a target in a better position. And the teamwork by this Richmond VFL team is a reason why they're sitting on top of the ladder going into this round.
A lot of the AFL listed guys having good games so far. We mentioned Daniel Rioli, but Jacob Townsend's on the scoreboard with a goal. Anthony Miles kicked the first of the day. Corey Ellis doing some nice things through the middle of the ground, and I think Tyson Stengel's been good. Probably Jake Art's the best of the VFL listed players. Richmond huddle has dispersed. I'm trying to find our man Mark Stone. He might be in the Collingwood huddle, actually, Stoney. So
trying to get Jared Rivers.
Can
you hear me?
Stoney?
Can you hear me?
Yep, just if you can get Jared Rivers for us. They've
that'd
just
be
dispersed from the huddle now, Collingwood.
Just want to...
Can't find our man Stoney.
That's all right, I'm here. Jared. You there, boys?
Live radio at its finest.
Okay, Jared, what do you think of that first quarter?
Yeah, mate, we didn't probably start too well. We didn't with our ball, and so we know they like to set up pretty skinny. We feel like there's a lot of space out there. We can change angles and get the ball going forward. So, but we were plus 12 in contested possession, which is a really good start. They're pretty high on those numbers. So it was a good win for us early.
Good luck, mate.
No worries, mate.
Thank you, Stoney. So, almost ready for this second term. Richmond got the good start. Neil Baum, Robert Harvey's just walking past us as we speak. Collingwood playing Fremantle later today.
And you can see the umpire's just waiting for the strong crowd here to
There's a good crowd too,
actually
Anthony.
leave the field.
It's a good crowd. It's old rivals, and good to see them just come along the VFL football. It's really good to see.
And I think from...
I'll shut the gate, boys.
So many perspectives to see some of these VFL listed players like your LeGrice, and to come and celebrate 100 games from the captain of Jack Hallier. I think the Magpies fans really getting behind the VFL listers as well as they do get behind the AFL listers as well. And for those Tigers fans out there, plenty on offer to see from a VFL list perspective. Not as many VFL listers here today, but as we mentioned, Stephen Morris still in that lineup, Jacob Ballard and Jake Arts, and like a player like Thomas Silvestro, probably their leading goal scorer along the way. So it's great work as the second quarter gets underway. Miles pushes the Tigers forward very quickly. Magpies defence under pressure again. Bolton got the handball out. Good tackling pressure once again by the Magpies. Blair, handball's out wide. Got it out to Lynch. Now they go even further afield to Tardrew. Comes out. Murray. They're under pressure. Wheels drop the football. Stengel putting him under plenty of pressure. Still in the middle of Victoria Park as Soldo goes long inside forward 50, leading back in the race for the football. Singh, Townsend, good pressure. Beveridge put under plenty of pressure in there. The umpire says, give the ball to me, we'll have a ball up. Just 30 metres out from the Tigers' goal.
Apologies to our Aussie digital audience, some technical issues. You should have us now here on Peter Jackson, VFL Live. It's Richmond 4-2-26, Collingwood 2-2-14. Out of the congestion, quick goal here for the Tigers.
I think it was Stengline, boys. If I can,
yeah, it was Stengel. Well. Goal number 5-2-32. Collingwood 2-2-14. A minute into the second term in this top of the table clash in the Peter Jackson VFL. Tyson Stengel becomes Richmond's fifth goal kicker for the day.
Yeah, you can't let that happen. Just a really good goal. Really good goal from Stengel, and found the big sticks and 6 points. So good start for the Tigers.
It's the ball back in the middle. Stengel, first of the day, a fifth for the Tigers. Soldo again, strong tap down. Ball going nowhere in the middle. And we'll have a secondary ball up. Rupert Wills. 24 disposals, been one of the shining lights this season for the Magpies team at VFL level. Kick forward, found by Baker. Tigers again, slips over. Handballs onto a teammate, gets it back, slips over again. And he picked the wrong boots to wear today as the Tigers inside forward 50. And strong mark in the forward pocket. Well set up. And Bolter will take the shot from the right forward pocket.
I wonder if the run will come out to the young fella and say, "What boots have you on, son?" It's pretty slippery out there with the dew on the ground, and he slipped over twice in the young fella.
He did. But got the ball forward. That's the main thing.
He did.
And Bolter now lining up for his second now of the afternoon. Tight angle, right forward pocket, and kicks it behind. So another behind on the board for the Tigers. They move on to 5-3-33. Magpies 2-2-14. 3 minutes gone in this second term in the top of the ladder clash on VFL.com.au.
Oxley went short to Murray. His kick stayed inside defensive 50. Wheels there, but Murray gets it back for Collingwood. Hand pass over the top, went looking for Hallier, and Rioli was the man that got in the way for Richmond. Handball in board Townsend. Great link-up play with Bolton. Has to get away from the tackler. Did he dispose of the ball? Umpire put his arms up and said, play on. We're in the pocket. Good tackling pressure again. Oxley. Ball spills out. Quick snap from Markov. Misses. Another behind for the Tigers. 5-4-34, playing 2-2-14. Around the grounds, it's Casey, 3 straight 18. Williamstown 2-2-14. That one's in the second term.
Ball back into play for the Pies. Hetherington marks deep inside defensive 50. Gets his kick away. Finds his former teammate and at Williamstown. And our teammate here at the Magpies in Singh. Short chip kick. Up with the 9-iron. Up towards half-back. Ball going nowhere. Bolton now. Well, that was Lloyd. Gets the ball inside forward 50. Out of bounds on the full. And we'll see a free kick going the way of the Pies. Got the options in short. They elect not to head in that direction. Might end up going for Hetherington. He's a bit further on. That's where they do head to. Couldn't take it. Lynch got his handball away. Now working along this broadcast side wing, Blair up towards half forward. Good defensive effort on that occasion. That was Markov. And we'll see a boundary throw in right in front of our broadcast position here at Victoria Park. Very good afternoon to those tuning in via VFL.com.au. And also now Aussie Digital. Soldo with the tap down once again.
Eventually we got onto Aussie Digital.
Yeah, we did.
Apologies to that portion of our audience.
Rioli bursting his way through. Good turnover, or causing the turnover with the Magpies. Now comes down. Rough's edge. Just his fourth game in this lineup. And player slung to the ground as he took the mark. Marty Hoare will take the mark or free kick. I'd say it's probably a mark in the first place.
Manhandled, I would say.
Made to earn it. Oh, just sneaks it to Wills. Wills loads up on the rope boot, up towards half forward. Downfield free kick, or is it? Holding free kick down here. So Chippendale will take it. There's a defender when he came across from the Sandful. Playing up in the forward line today.
Good name, Chippendale.
It is.
It's a good name.
Is that his injury concern since he's crossed over to the Magpies in the VFL? In short, finds Blair. And Blair just making sure his opponent's back on the mark. And he's going to load up. We're right behind it here in our broadcast position today.
I'm right behind Jared Blair right now.
What do you reckon? Distance, any worry for him, Stoney?
Not for him. If any player can kick it, he can, this man.
Bit of left to right, or?
Yeah, I think you're right, Anthony. A bit of left to right.
Let's see what he does. Now camera right behind him as well. Jared Blair. Much needed goal for Collingwood. It's going to just drop short. Good defensive work right in the goal square by Ivan Soldo. And through for another behind for the Pies. They move on to 2-3-15. Richmond 5-4-34 here on VFL.com.au.
Markov wanted to go to Lloyd. Instead it came to Blair. Little kick over the top. Collingwood to get a second chance at goal here. Just inside 50. Nathan Murphy was by himself. Only one goal this season so far.
Here we are again. We're right behind it again, gents. Bit closer in, a couple of metres closer.
Not giving himself a long run up. 49 metres right foot, hooked it. Might not stay in play. We might get the same result though. Soldo was pushed out of it. This time it is a mark for the Pies.
And I think it is. Have a look. Let me have no.
Around the body, I think it's Tardrew who kicked the goal for Collingwood. A much-needed one for the Pies. This time they make no mistake. And it's 2-3-15, playing 5-3-33.
Yeah, good goal, good result for the Pies.
3-3-21, should say.
It was Tardrew too, you're right, boys.
He's dumped the long sleeves that he was wearing in the first term.
That's why it's put us off.
It has. It was him and Oxley in the first quarter both wearing the long sleeves. Oxley's remained in them and remained dedicated to the long sleeves even with the sun coming out. But Tardrew puts through his first of the game. 8 minutes gone. Second term. Brings that margin back to 13 points again. Richmond unable to get past that 3-goal barrier. Long kick. Inside forward 50 for the Magpies once again. It's probably been the difference between the forward lines in this first half is the smaller players ready to rove off the pack when the ball gets kicked long inside forward 50. Richmond doing it better in the first half. But the positive for the Magpies is the ball stays inside their forward 50 as Bolton gets his handball away. Here comes the Tigers. This is what they love. Markov through the middle of Victoria Park. Oh, taken down and will be rewarded as well. Quick play on from Hetherington. He's going to be brought back, though, much to the disgust of the Magpies fans here at Victoria Park. I must say they're not as vocal as they used to be back in the 80s.
I used to come here too, actually. This ground a lot, Anthony, and it brings back a lot of memories. Let me tell you.
I remember as a teenager sitting there in the Collingwood members as a Hawthorn supporter, wearing my jumper, and it was the most horrifying experience. And I had nightmares for weeks as Murphy slung off the football. Good work by Fletcher, and we'll see a boundary throw in 50 metres out from the Magpies goal.
Morris is down. He's
not looking good either.
Bit of blood, is it?
I think that's actually paint from the 50-metre line. That's on his arm and his head. He might be winded. Stephen Morris, not in a good way.
No, it's blood on his nose, mate. If you look at his nose.
Okay.
So,
yep. Yeah, we can see that. Clear as day in front of us. Play won't resume until Morris is treated. He will come off the ground up on his feet now. It's good that he's giving back to the club after losing his spot on the AFL list. He's come back now to captain of the side. And he will come off the ground now, Stephen Morris, under the blood rule. So Collingwood have had a good second term here. It's a 12-point game. Quarter time, it was a 12-point game again as well. They've kicked a goal in this second term, 3-3 playing at 5-3. Casey by 4 points against Williamstown in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's around the grounds. And finally play will restart just inside 50 for Collingwood. Lynch was holding on this time against Coleman Jones. That ball is coming back, is it?
No.
Advantage is paid with Black.
I sort of feel umpire point the wrong way as if it was going to be a Richmond free kick, and that's why I was confused.
I saw exactly the same, Adam.
That's all I was looking at. We've got a goal square infringement against Oleg Markov. That has to come back. So some chaos here. Top of the square. We're going to have a ball up.
Nice kick from the trainer there.
All right, so we've got a ball up here. So it is a 12-point game. 12-point game. 3-4 playing 5-4. Umpire throws it up, top of the square. Picked up by Wills, but he was tackled immediately. Chippendale's in there for Collingwood, another stoppage.
Collingwood have had a really good 15-minute patch here. They really played some good footy in this first part of the second quarter.
Shea Bolton just helping Miles up. Umpire not willing to throw it up yet. Now he does. Can the Pies sneak another one? And straight down to Bolton. Clearing ball, bouncing, just clean bolt Baker. Chance for the Pies, picked up quickly from Beveridge, high toward the top of the square. 2 bites of the cherries at a mark. Yep. Yes. Garthwaite did very well. Tigers out of trouble. As long as Garthwaite's kick is okay. The most awkward kicking action I've ever seen coming up right here.
Must say, looking at today's game, Mark Stone, very jealous of the Beveridge family hairdos. I'm follically challenged myself, and the Beveridge family got a great head of hair. Great tackle from Bolton, but taken too high. The Magpies through Murphy will take the free kick.
Some of us have got some things and other people got other things, Anthony.
They have.
Here's one of them.
Nathan Murphy. Probably just too far out to score. See what he can do. Murphy's Law, he'll prove me wrong. Goes long towards goal. Distance not the problem. Accuracy is on this occasion through for another behind.
Now, Stoney, watch this kicking action closely of Ryan Garthwaite.
All right.
I can't believe he's allowed to get away with this as an AFL player. Look at it. He'll bring this ball in. What's that, Stoney?
Guiding the ball down, I would say.
No.
But
it seems to work for him. There's a chance here for Collingwood. Wills, hand pass, and now Hoare tried to get a hand pass inboard, but Blair was under immediate pressure in the corridor. Hot footy once more. Ballard with the tackle. Ball up. Inside 50 for the Pies.
Over the years, remember when, you're probably too young to know when Phil Cracker used to play, but Phil Cracker had a similar type, and it was a star.
Will's getting a lot of the ball at the moment. A high kick, but underneath it, Markov takes the mark. He'll go down the line, broadcast side, looking for Arts, but got beaten to the front position. A very nice mark taken by Hoare. Right half forward. Goes on to the left, into the hot spot. Out the back there, no mark taken, just slipped through the hands of Howe. There's a ball coming out, Ballard. He's wrapped up pretty quickly by Rough's Edge.
Lockie Howe in that last piece of play got the sneaky push in the back, got his opponent out of the way, but just forgot to take the mark afterwards.
Him cold in that contest.
Ball thrown up here. Wills again, Ballard's in there. Ball up. Back to back stoppages.
That sunlight still hasn't just reached you, Mark Stone, on the boundary.
My hands can feel it, let me tell you.
Oh, very nice.
If you step inside the fence there, Stoney, you might be able to just catch some of it. Here's a chance for the Pies. Good pressure, Collingwood. Hand pass out, high right foot snap. That's going to be wayward. Out of bounds on the full, in fact, and Garthwaite. We'll get another look at this very awkward kicking action.
From the kick-in. Brings it out to the broadcast side wing position. Oxley got the punch away, Lloyd. Comes to Oxley once again. High up and under. Murphy under it. No, play on the call from the umpire. Gets his kick away. Watch the bounce on this one. Sideswipes everyone. And the Tigers now. Sweeping handball. Blair plays on. Ball coming back. And it'll be 50 as well. Blew the whistle a couple of times. Holding the man the decision. And Blair not hearing the second, third or fourth whistle on that occasion. And
I thought he weaved in and out of traffic very nicely there, Anthony.
I don't think I'd want to be buying real estate from the umpire on that occasion. That was a very short 50 as Richmond benefit and go up towards left half forward. Oxley in the front spot. Kick smothered off the boot of Silvestro. Silvestro at the fall of the ball once again. Good strong tackling from Lynch at the bottom, and we'll have a ball up. Soldo with the tap down. Comes to the back. Off the hands that time. Silvestro couldn't take it. Goes inside forward 50.
Footy's a cruel game, it really is. Collingwood have had all the play in the last 10 minutes and had a couple of shots on goal. The Richmond team take it down the other end, got a shot on goal, 25 out directly in front. Just a cruel game sometimes, footy.
It is. Liam Baker to take the mark and take the kick directly in front. Collingwood have done the majority of their attacking during this second term. This would really hurt them as the Tigers aim for their 6th goal of this match. And it goes straight through the middle. Liam Baker kicks his first goal of the game, the 6th on the board for Richmond. And they move on to Collingwood trailing at the moment, 3-5-23 to Richmond, 6-4-40 We've gone nearly 17.5 minutes in the second quarter here on VFL.com.au and broadcast live on Aussie Digital as well.
All individual goal kickers out on the ground. For the Tigers, all AFL listed players with the goals today as Brown gets put down. Big hit by Townsend. Whistle did not sound on that one. Umpire thought it was fair. Always go towards half forward. Crashing through is Miles Baker. He was brought down pretty quickly. Soldo on ground level. They've sort of hacked it toward forward 50 here. Richmond's out the back now. Finally a chance at goal. Drummond from the standing start. 2 in a minute for the Tigers. 7-4-46 playing 3-5-23. Just like that, they double Collingwood's score.
It's good to see from Nathan Drummond, just to see him back playing footy after a horrific knee operation and knee injury, and just a good goal there. Just one step and bang, it was a goal, and obviously runs back to the back line, so all the back line getting involved in the forward thrust for the Tigers in this second quarter.
Yeah, I think they've had 25 players that have scored a major this year, just showing the depth of their goal kicking here at VFL level, and one of their leading goal scorers for this year, Marby Chol, out of the lineup, injured currently, but still plenty of goal kicking capability. Stengel kicked 13 goals for this, 14 goals for the season now, and plenty of players that can from the midfield that have also kicked a few goals. As inside forward 50 again, Gallucci off his back and out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Big afternoon of action around the grounds in the Peter Jackson VFL today. A few more games to finish us off at 2 o'clock. Williamstown taking on Casey, and the two standalones, Frankston and Port Melbourne, going head-to-head. Those two games, as I mentioned, at 2 p.m. to finish off round 9 in the competition.
Good
tackle to the ground, Tardrew. He's going to be rewarded as well. Paddy Naish takes the free kick. Going to elect to go across goal. Finds his target. They work it quickly. Miller in short on the other side, outer side, and Nathan Drummond takes the mark. Told to play on. Kicks long. It's almost where you expect to see a Shea Bolton coming over, rising over the top of the pack. He didn't on that occasion. He wasn't in the vicinity. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Outer side here at Victoria Park. Time on second term. Winner of today's match goes to top of the ladder after round 9 of the Peter Jackson VFL season. And Richmond in that box seat at the moment, but the Magpies challenging during this second term. Ball held up on the outer side. Going nowhere. Drummond again, throwing his body on the line. Trying to extract the football. Unable to do so. Brown gets it out to Blair. Blair, sneaky little handball out to Beveridge. Beveridge on the right boot. Inside forward 50. Needing the marking option. Garthwaite couldn't take it. At ground level, ball held up. Tigers still trying to get the ball out. Unable to do so. Umpire comes in, says, give the ball to me. A 23-point lead to the Tigers. 21 minutes into the second term.
You'd like to see Collingwood get a goal here, all the work they've done this second quarter to try and get back in the game.
Ground level picked up by Drummond. Clears the ball back out. Bouncing ball. Baker in battle with Beveridge. Is it going to stay in play? No. Boundary throw in. Fair effort though from Hort. So we're approaching half time. 3-5-23 playing 7-4-46. 23-point ball game in favour of Richmond. AFL side enjoyed a good win. Dream time at the G last night. Collingwood's AFL side in action later on today at the MCG against the Fremantle Dockers. As Alice fed the ball out to Miles. Now Townsend can go for a Sunday stroll. Goes towards half forward, but straight down the throat of Hoare, and Collingwood get it back.
Is that a good game, Marty Hoare?
He'll chip over the top. So the Pies happy to share the ball around. Hetherington. Left half back for Collingwood. Short right foot. That was a bit of a nothing kick. Turnover. Ballard gets it from Townsend. Inside 50 we go. 2-on-1. No mark taken out. The false Stengel. Did well to get the hand pass out. Chance for the Tigers to strike in the pocket. High kick and Rioli with the jump. No mark taken. Does it stay in play? No. Minor score rushed in the end for the Tigers. They go to 7-5, 47 to 3-5, 23.
Round the grounds, Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Round 5. It's a kick intercepted by Soldo. Casey Demons, 3 goals straight, 18, leading Williamstown at half-time, 2-2-14. Williamstown aiming for back-to-back wins, and the Demons, I should say, aiming for their first win of the season. Kick inside forward 50 from the Tigers now. No, they elect to go a bit wider, and they found Lloyd.
Just off the bench, Sammy Lloyd runs straight into that spot.
Distance too far out to score. He's kicked 6 at VFL level this year. I don't think he'll get 7 on this occasion. Inside forward 50. Plenty of pressure on the defence of the Magpies again, but Murray runs it out. Just his second game at VFL level. The off-season recruit from the Swans fitted in very nicely to the Magpies AFL lineup and finding himself at VFL level a couple of weeks in a row. So boundary throw in. Outer side, front spot. Howe. Brown up towards half forward. Looking for Gallucci. Plenty of high flyers. Good punch away from the pack. Markov again working hard. Ball heading towards the boundary line on the outer side. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Outer side here at Victoria Park. 24-point lead to the Tigers, leading up towards half-time. 24.5 minutes gone in this term. Here comes the Magpies. They chip it in short. Gallucci just got away from Markov on that occasion.
Yeah, Gallucci will have a crack here.
Certainly will. Chance to add his 12th goal for the season. 1 in the first term. 10 goals prior to today's game. Let's see what he can do with this one. Comes in. They need this goal leading up towards half-time, and they certainly get it. Gallucci has his second of the day. All-important 4th goal for the Magpies, and they move on to 4-5-29, trailing Richmond at 7-5-47. And we've ticked over to the 25-minute mark of the second term here on VFL.com.au and listen live on Aussie Digital.
Good pick-up for the Pies, young Gallucci. I've always liked him as a player and goal kicker of sorts, so playing on the wing today, but a couple of goals today, and dangerous around the goals and knows where the goals are, no doubt.
It's great to see him back and injury-free as well. Really hindered his time at Carlton.
He did.
So great to see him back at VFL level. We remember him from kicking the snags down at Williamstown where he was drafted from.
Brown, another clearance for Collingwood. They go towards half forward. And a very good mark taken by Stanford. 23rd man out there today. Hetherington's asking for it in the right half forward flank area. Instead went short for Brown. No mark was taken. Ball gets hacked forward. 1-on-1 in the square here. And getting in front was Lynch. Immediately pressured though. Umpire crosses his arms in the forward pocket.
Could have got a free kick there, actually, at one stage.
So
Umpire said no.
You contest the ruck against Soldo. Here's Lynch out of nowhere. Got boots the ball. Missing. That's a minor score for Collingwood, who are peppering at the moment. 4-6, 30 playing 7-5. 47. And Lloyd, if that stays in, takes the mark for the Tigers.
So Lloyd brings the ball back into play. A very good afternoon to all those die-hard Richmond fans tuning in this afternoon via VFL.com.au. Good grab indeed by Arts. One of their consistent VFL listed players. Not the best of kick. Puts Alice under plenty of pressure. Now through the middle. Rioli. They move it through Fletcher. Inside forward 50. Gallucci a long way from home. He's down the other end of the ground at the moment. But, great work. Will he have another bounce? No. Likes to go in short. Looking for his teammate in Blair. That of the Jack variety. I'll have a boundary thrown on the outer side.
Bit of speed there from young Gallucci, as we know, and showed a clean set of heels there.
I must also say a very good afternoon to our New South Wales Magpies supporters or former employees of the Magpies at VFL level. Former GM might be tuning in.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good afternoon, Luke Gaddy. As the ball on the outer side. Great audience today for our VFL.com.au coverage. As we mentioned earlier in the call, taking a 2-week hiatus. Holiday time for the VFL Live team, well, for some of them anyway. One of them already holidaying over in Paris for the French Open.
Can confirm, Stone, he was listening briefly.
Well, he was trying to listen, but he couldn't hear it.
He tuned into Aussie Digital. But we've got him now. He's gone back to sleep. So hello to the fearless leader. And apologies.
So taking a fortnight off with the doubleheader Channel 7 games. No live streaming the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, so round 12 will be back. It's a 1 p.m. Saturday game between Casey and Coburg. That's when we'll be back.
But as we mentioned earlier in the call, big doubleheader weekend next weekend. Casey taking on Collingwood on Channel 7 on Saturday, and Williamstown and Richmond on Sunday. So you can watch the stream this week and watch it live on Channel 7 or the Plus 7 app next weekend.
Hot ball here at half forward. Stengel just had the ball elude him. Turnover. Wills ricocheted off his knee. Now to kick wide. Collingwood out of danger as Hawke goes over the top. Finds Blair. Jack Blair. Soldo with the jump. Couldn't take the mark at half back. So can the Pies again penetrate 50. Long range handball from Howell over the top. Found the target. But they're immediately pressured once more. Garthwaite, he's brought to ground. Nearly 30 minutes into this second term. 17-point lead for Richmond. They led by 12 at quarter time. Soldo went over his head. Blair once more, clearing ball. Centre wing, good mark. Pies looking to attack once more. It's Beveridge. Short little worm burner. Eventually got to his teammate. High ball inside 50 now. Caught behind that time. Lynch couldn't take the mark. Hallier with the underground kick. It's rushed through by Garthwaite. So it'll be Ernest to bring this one back in for the Tigers.
Stephen Morris, boys, just running in front of me here, turning to the bench.
Should see him back out on the ground in the second half, unless it's concussion protocol, of course. Silvestro over the top by hand. Alice found some space, looking for some openings toward the wing he goes. Well trapped by Townsend. Hand pass off. We go inside 50. Bouncing ball. Can Rioli get onto it? Just bounced away from him, Rioli. Ricocheted toward the square. Pies had the numbers back there. LaGrice wanted Oxley, who fell over. And Corey Ellis got in the spot, took the mark for Richmond. Can extend their lead out to 16 points. Is it? No, it's already 16, so it'll be 22. Corey Ellis, good player at this level. 6 goals for the season. Enjoyed a good game against Coburg last week. 28 disposals. 19 of them were handballs. From right on 50, left foot's on the way. Looks like it's heading toward the left behind post and sneaks in for 1. 31 minutes gone. 7-6-48 playing 4-7-31 on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
When Stephen Morris comes back in, we're wearing Guernsey 57.
Thank you.
For our viewers at home and also our commentary team, we don't have to worry in the rest of the first half because that is half-time in our VFL.com.au match of the day. And the Tigers, 7-6-48, lead the Magpies. 4-7-37 as 11-point lead to the Tigers at half-time with the Collingwood hitting back late. And great first half of action. As we mentioned, top spot on the ladder is on offer to the winner of today's game. Richmond holding on to it at the moment, but Collingwood certainly not letting them get too far away, Adam Sarakoglu.
No, certainly not. We've had a pretty good game here so far. 7-6-48 Richmond, Collingwood 4-7-31. All of the individual goal kickers just quickly for the Tigers. Townsend, Miles, Bolter, Drummond, Stengel, Naish and Baker for Collingwood. 2 goals for Andrew Gallucci, singles for Lockie Tardrew and Michael Chippendale. Quick break. Adam Sarri-Coglu, Anthony Stangitz and Mark Stone will have a chat about all things VFL footy right after this.
Watch Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any 2 suits for $895. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
Your Peter Jackson VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wickham first. Craig Lowndes
And
second.
you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
The new best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota Top 5 Plays of the Week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
It's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it, doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
A perfect day for footy here at Victoria Park. It's round 9 in the Peter Jackson VFL, top of the table clash, and the Tigers so far doing a nice job of it. 7-6-48 leading Collingwood, 4-7-31. 2 games coming up later today here in the VFL. It is Frankston taking on Port Melbourne at Skybus Stadium, and Williamstown will take on Casey at 2 o'clock as well. That one is, I don't know if it's still Burbank or not. Williamstown Football Ground is where that one will be. The women are in action there as we speak between the Seagulls and the Demons. Anthony Stangitz has a score for us for that one.
Yeah, strong start as I'm back on. Well, they're kicking the goals just as we continue to bring up the scores. 2 in a row, or 3 in a row this term. 4 in a row this term by Casey. They move on to 6 goals straight, 36 to Williamstown 2-2-14. So strong start to the second half by Casey. They've kicked the last, 5 in a row in that clash. So good performance by them, and looking at their trying to bring up their first victory of the season in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's.
Yeah, so the men will follow up that game there at Williamstown. We're just having a chat off air, just exactly where this season is at. We've mentioned this is the top of the table clash here today, but good thing for a lot of VFL teams this year is that 1 down to 10 on the ladder as we speak are either plus in the win-loss column or level 4 and 4 at Footscray in 10th spot. So we've only got 5 teams at the moment that have got more losses than wins to their name. And Stoney, I want to come to you with this one. We're having a very even season so far here in the VFL. That middle of the table is really log jammed at the moment.
Yeah, I was talking about it before. I think that 10 sides can actually make finals, and down to obviously Footscray in 10th position. But even and Anthony and I were just discussing Sandringham, Werribee, Frankston, Northern Blues and Coburg at times, and I watched Coburg play a couple of times, play really good quarters of football, good periods of football, and good periods of football where they can, really challenge the top sides. It has been an even comp, and it's just great for the competition. We've got sides like we looked at yesterday with Werribee knocking off Box Hill in 5th position. So Anthony, it's a really good position to be in with those sides right across the board, playing good footy at times, but challenging the top sides. We got the top game today, first versus second, but it's good to see it's so competitive across the board.
Well, I think, you've seen the Box Hill Hawks now suffer at the hands of Werribee and North Melbourne over the last couple of rounds. I think it's been difficult for some of those teams to get consistent form. Probably Collingwood and Richmond have been the two that have only suffered the one defeat. But even their defeats, Richmond's only defeat of the season came against Footscray. Footscray's had some losses against some teams down the table as well. Collingwood's loss came at the hands of Port Melbourne. Port Melbourne went on a big scalp spree after that, and I think won the next 5 games in a row. But even Port Melbourne over recent weeks are looking to try and return to the winners list after a few losses. North Melbourne, one of those teams that's knocked them off over recent rounds, and North Melbourne's that team that's probably. Last time I was with VFL Live, we saw them in a massive comeback win against...
The weather was pretty bad that day.
The Northern Blues, but since then, then they had a loss following that up against Frankston.
They sort of had almost a poor start to the season, but they've come good. They're now 5-3 to Kangaroos, and they're starting to round up into some nice form. We saw them a couple of games early in the season, Stoney. I think Werribee... Well, they're playing games at Werribee, but just on Werribee, they got their second win yesterday against Box Hill. That's their now second win as a standalone side. We saw them last week, very disappointing against Sandringham, but to come back, 6 days later and get a win against the Hawks, who had a very good start to the season themselves. I think that's indicative of exactly how even the VFL seems to be at the moment. We've got a lot of teams that can basically win any given day at the moment.
Yeah, it was a good result for yesterday for the Werribee boys, and John Lamont and the coaching team did a really good job to bring the boys 6 days before to win at Box Hill City Oval. Not an easy task to do, and injuries are tell for a lot of teams, even at the AFL line sides and the standalone teams. And we talk about standalone teams versus the AFL teams. A bit of a debate over the years about being competitive in that space. Building a standalone team from scratch, or starting as a standalone team to get the right players and the right mix, getting those TAC Cup players and the players playing against AFL players every week, 20 to 30 games, being competitive. We see out here really just the way that Lockie Tardrew and these type of players are playing and obviously played a lot of games. Jack Hallier plays 100th game today. Getting used to playing at VFL level, it takes a while to really to gel as a VFL player. So it is an even competition. Injuries really take a bit of a toll if you've got injuries for VFL teams, but it's good to see that 10 sides at the moment, I think, can play finals footy. But the bottom part, those bottom sides, Sandringham, Frankston, Werribee, Northern Blues and Coburg, will cause some concerns at times during the year, which will make it really more competitive towards the back end of the year.
Elsewhere yesterday in the Peter Jackson VFL, Icon Park, now the Northern Blues, they're really battling, only kicked 4 goals against the Cats, 6 goals for Reece Gardner in that one. He was best on ground alongside George Horland Smith, and and James Parsons as well. The Northern Blues are really battling at the moment, and the other team that's battling as well, the other team that's right by Bell Street there in Coburg, they're the two sides that are really struggling so far this year. But big win for the Cats.
Yeah, good result for the Cats, and they're a dangerous side. They play Werribee the first round and down at Torquay and got the chocolates in the end.
That was a good game, that.
It was a good game of footy, but side that you can't take lightly, Geelong Footy Club, because depending on what side they got in the park, they really give Northern Blues a bit of a touch-up yesterday, and a good result for the Cats, Anthony.
Yeah, it was a much-needed win for them as well. They lost to Collingwood in round 6, and their losses had all been under, I think in total their 3 losses prior to that were all from a total margin of 13 points. So they'd all been close under 2-goal losses. So to defeat Williamstown last week, come back and get a good win and good strong win against the Northern Blues, I think it's coming together for them. Ryan Gardner, known as a defender, going forward.
Tasmanian player?
He is. Got the name of Plugger after his move forward, kicking 6 goals. So
that's good.
They're calling him Lockett down there at the Cats.
Park.
And taking, some great goals yesterday. But some of that versatility, Wiley Buzzer getting the call up for AFL duties and having that rotation of the ruckman. I think Ryan Abbott's been a key for them this year. Tim House back into the lineup as well. And starting to get consistent form out of James Cheetahs over his injuries and those players at VFL level has been a key for the Cats as well.
I'll tell you what, watch out for Geelong, because if they get their big units back, and Abbott and House, you spoke about that, it's landed the Giants for Geelong.
It is.
We've seen them over a number of years have all those players. Once you get to the warmer parts of the season when those players can stand up and be on the ground, they're hard to stop the Geelong team when they got all those big boys up and firing.
And just for our Tiger fans out there, halftime the disposal count. Anthony Miles leading the way for the Tigers with 18, Sam Lloyd 16, Shea Bolton 15, Alice 13 and Thompson 13. So good effort by the 23rd player in Charlie Thompson.
Yeah, good result there.
I haven't noticed him on the call too much. I'm a bit surprised by that. I haven't really
so
called his name too much.
We mixed up a couple of jumpers.
No, I don't think so.
He's wearing the number 60.
North Melbourne, 19-11, 125. They were too good for the Zebras, 9-14, 68. Willie Walker, 4 goals for the Kangaroos. Our man, Suvalaki Stoney, he got 3 goals. Cam Zerha, 2 as well as Hayden. 3 goals for Sandringhams, Hayden, and 2 for Smith as well. So North Melbourne up to 5-3.
That's Willie Walker.
Yes.
He's a good name, isn't it? And kicked 4 snags, and good player. Good young player for the... we see Jansen and these type of players. Nick Rippon was in the best players yesterday for the good pick-up for the North Melbourne side. Dave Loder's doing a good job getting some of the boys down to Arden Street, and they're going along nicely in the North Melbourne team.
They are. And you mentioned about that young list, and that's been the key to their side. These young players, these developing players that are coming through the ranks and certainly providing some options. Ryan Clark not taking well to being dropped back down to VFL level over recent weeks. 36 disposals in yesterday's game. Hibbert, another player that's
Michael
probably
Hibbert,
a bit off the radar this year. He's been in some really good VFL form. Rippon 31 disposals in yesterday's match. And they've got other players like Louis Cunningham who came to the club. Alex Morgan's been in some really good form. Rovat, who you probably forget with the form of North Melbourne at AFL level.
Can't get a look in.
Yeah, the players that are certainly not getting a look in at the moment. And Braden Pruce, another good game by him yesterday. I enjoyed the coverage from North Melbourne on social media saying that their Elastoplast deal was going through the roof yesterday because they had to strap up his leg. It's a long leg there for Prusy.
And just finally under lights very quickly before we take one more break before the third quarter here at Victoria Park. Under lights last night, Footscray 10-12-72, 2 good for the Bombers, 8-13-61. Fergus Green 2 goals and Josh Dunkley and Roberts as well, all kicking 2 for the Bulldogs, and Josh Green, the only multiple goal kicker for Essendon with 2 of his own.
Yeah, and some of those Footscray names there, Anthony, they're another side that obviously hasn't won a flag a couple of years ago, and get their best side, Ling Jong and these type of players in that team, and they're a dangerous outfit.
Yeah, they are, and that was probably a disappointing loss for Essendon. They could never get their noses in front. Footscray just doing enough right throughout that game to keep them in the front position. So good win for Footscray, keeping them in contact with the top 8, and for Essendon, probably a disappointing position for them because they were a chance of possibly moving into a top 2 position with the top 2 teams going head to head. So they've only had the 2 losses and could have gone top 2 with a win in last night's game.
Good competition.
Let's take a break here. Third term not too far away. It's round 9 at Victoria Park. Richmond 7-6, 48 leading Collingwood 4-7, 31. We'll have the third term here on Peter Jackson VFL Live right after this.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any 2 suits for $895. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wickup first. Craig Lowndes
And
second.
you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Your Peter Jackson VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018. The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved. Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head...
Welcome back, Peter Jackson, VFL Live, third term about to get underway. It is a 17-point lead for the Tigers against Collingwood. Here's Anthony Stangetz.
Bounce down in the middle of Victoria Park. Soldo again. He's been dominant early in this game. Wills got it out to his teammate in Hallier. Captain Jack in game 100. Bolton. Now here comes the Tigers through the middle. They go inside forward 50. But good work by LeGrice in defence for the Magpies. One player missing today. He has to make his AFL debut this afternoon. Brody Myercheck. Probably maybe missing him in the forward line. That key target that he's provided for them over recent weeks. Magpies now, Wills. Moves his way through. The centering kick. Blair couldn't take the mark, but he'll get the free kick. An opportunity to try and put an early score on the board. Magpies trailing by 17 points.
Stephen Morris back, boys. 57 he's wearing.
57. We'll keep an eye out for that. As Blair deep into the forward pocket. Looking for Murphy. Couldn't take it. Will he get it onto his boot? No, he doesn't. Umpire says ball's over the line and we'll have a boundary throw in. 25 metres round from the Magpies' goal. Didn't make the most of their opportunities during the second term. 2 goals, 5. The Magpies to 3 goals, 4 for the Tigers. And the Magpies probably having them most of the ball in their forward half during the early stages of that second term. Bright sunshine here at Victoria Park, and great to see a massive crowd on the outer side wing. They're enjoying the sunshine. Still plenty of people up here in the stand enjoying a seat as the Magpies go forward once again. Look for Murphy at the fall of the ball. Ball, will it come out to him? It does. He's going to, oh, he gives a handball away. Decided not to go goalward. Playing around with the ball inside their forward 50, the Magpies, and here comes the Tigers. They will pounce.
Into the middle of Victoria Park we go, but underneath it, LeGrice held onto the ball, did well, rushed his kick wide. Murray has to run onto it, the pressure coming, needed some help, Blair provided. Hand pass to Murray. Blair needs to get back involved here, Rioli as well. Got there for Richmond, eventually they hack it towards half forward. Coleman Jones won't chase that down, boundary throw in.
Just muck around the footy bit, Collingwood. We've just got to get the ball forward and the dinky little kicks and handballs. Just got to go forward, push the ball forward more and more.
So between wing and half forward here for the Tigers. They're leading this one by 17 points. They've led from the very start today. Anthony Miles kicked the first goal of the game. There's a whistle.
Blood rule for Blair, I think it is.
So there's a downfield umpire that's heading toward the benches to inform Collingwood that they need to replace one of their players. Blair's going to slowly come off. Kellen Wellings has come out onto the ground for the Pies. So play will restart soon. Left half forward for the Tigers. Get a look at him there, Stoney. Just a bit of claret coming just above the left eye.
Little jab, I think it was. Still has a bit left eye or an elbow or a indiscriminate boot, whatever. But he's got a cut.
Off the ground now. We've had a few blood rules today. We saw Steve Morris come off in the second term. Back out there now. Play restart. Soldo got rid of Lynch that time. Tried to tap it forward. Murray there for the Pies. Hacked it towards centre wing. Off the boot there of Morris. Is that on the full?
Yep.
Collingwood ball. Right half back. Haven't seen the lead all day, the Pies. As Callum Brown goes up towards half forward. Markov with the fist, keeping it away from Murphy. Just forward of centre wing here now for the Pies. In fact, it's at right half forward. Winner maintains top spot on the Peter Jackson VFL ladder. Soldo in front of Lynch. Soldo's had a good day so far. Miles, Lloyd, Markov. They get out of danger, the Tigers. We go towards half forward now. That's the mark for Townsend. Took it nicely, too far out to score. Last year's Liston winner goes in toward the pocket. Couldn't take the mark there, Miles. Spills out of bounds, left forward pocket.
There's a crowd there too, Anthony, where you just the ball is now. Really good crowd there.
A lot of them will be on their
coffee stall.
They'll be on their way to the G, you'd suspect.
Yeah, the coffee stall, you're right.
How is that sun, Stoney? Still not.
No, I'm actually standing in the sun now.
There you go. Yeah, just behind the light tower there. There's a free kick in the ruck contest. It'll go Collingwood's way, and they get it out to centre wing quickly. No mark taken there for Murphy. It goes out of play. Boundary throw in. A bit happening after that whistle as well. So no score yet in this second half. Lynch will go up against Soldo once more. Soldo's done very well to get to front position, although neither ruckman got near that one. Else fumbled, and now it's Mills that goes up towards half forward. Off hands it comes. That's going to go out of play. Wheels, I should say. Boundary throwing.
Around the ground scores. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Round 5. Casey Demons 7 goals straight, 42. Williamstown 3-6-24. Jess Duffin kicking the first goal of the final term. So big ask ahead for the Seagulls. But just trailing by 3 goals, and we know the breeze down there at Williamstown football ground. Good chance for the Seagulls to use it in the final term and possibly get a back-to-back victory. The Demons in the box seat at the moment, though. Ball on the outer side. Wellings. GWV Rebels recruit this year. Still working hard for the football, but plenty of Tigers on the outer side. They go up towards half forward. Looking for Bolter.
Free kick.
We'll get the free kick. Against Murray. Told to just bomb it long into the forward line. Asking for the ball was Townsend. Couldn't take it. Good mop up. LaGrice. Now they're working at Borthwick. On to Gallucci using his pace. Up against another speed demon in Drummond. Like to see those two at a 100-metre sprint at half-time. And a ball out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Broadcast side wing here at Victoria Park. Anthony Stangetz, Adam Sarakoglu and Mark Stone with you this afternoon. Top of the ladder clash here on VFL.com.au and live over Aussie Digital.
Stoney, for our audio audience, if you've got any access to a time clock, let us know, because we don't. There's a free kick here on centre wing to go to Tigers' way. Soldo to take it. It's going to be asked to hurry up. Going short, boundary side. Nice little kick, that one. Thompson had a fair bit of it in the first half. Has the ball.
Not that we were aware of, Adam.
Didn't call his name too much. High ball inside 50 for Charlie Thompson. Big fly and a big mark for Rioli. The Tigers fans will be very, very happy to see that.
Third in line too. Flew. Timing was brilliant actually in that marking that footy. Just knew, took the right leap, and the ball fell in his hands, and a really good grab. Good to see.
It's his third game back in the VFL. 12 disposals last week against Coburg. 45-degree angle. Near Sharon Stand, he'll take his kick. Daniel Rioli. Just needs to guide it through nicely. That's exactly what he does. 8-6-54, playing 4-7-31. We're into the third term. Don't know how long into it. We haven't got a time clock here. Stoney, can you find one for us?
I haven't. But very popular figure with Daniel Rioli. Kicked that goal. The players went to him, and probably just great to see him back. And it was a terrific injury to his ankle last year, and a good result.
It appears we're 9 minutes in. Thank you, Anthony.
No worries at
You're
all.
in charge of our time clock for the third quarter.
I will do that. We mentioned around the ground scores. Well, Williamstown back-to-back goals, but Casey just getting one back, so they've taken it out to an 18-point margin. But the Seagulls had cut it down to 12 points, so fantastic final quarter of action in Swiss Wellness of VFL Women's. Miles gets a kick inside forward 50, finds Coleman Jones, and Jones marks. See whether he can kick his attempt to kick his 9th goal of the season.
He's another big lad too.
He is. 200 centimetres, 97 kilos. And in his 5th game here for the VFL Tigers. Kicks right on the 50-metre arc, long towards goal and through for a behind. So another behind on the board for the Tigers as they extend their margin up against the Pies here at Victoria Park.
Front of the Sharon Stands here. And underneath this one, Hall takes a nice mark for Collingwood, still inside defensive 50. Lynch is asking for it near the boundary line. Begging for it, in fact. Hall went a bit more direct instead toward the middle of the ground. Off hands, Blair back out there. Tackle from Baker, brought Blair down. Free kick advantage paid. Tigers attacking again. All the way to the goal square, although the kick just a bit skew with, and taking the mark that time is Oxley for Collingwood. Kai Beveridge asking for the ball, near side pocket. Oxley wants to go wider instead. Well-populated part of the grounds out there, and Pies just looking to work their way back into this one at the moment. Find themselves down by 4 straight kicks. Beveridge goes over his head. Had time to regather. Now he's got to get around a tackler. Does Beveridge. On debut today, kicked down the line. Ball was fumbled by Tyler Brown, out of play. Boundary throw it.
Young Beveridge looks exactly like the old man. Have a look at the facial features, the way he runs and the way he holds himself is very interesting.
Good to see his poise. He was put under plenty of pressure. The kick wasn't direct to him, but didn't want to go across goal. Took on the big ruckman in Soldo and, got out of trouble easily.
Howell against Coleman Jones that time in the ruck. As Blair came crashing through, gets held up. Another stoppage, Coleman Jones with the tackle. Combined there with Charlie Thompson. Approaching the halfway mark of this third term, Peter Jackson VFL Live. 2 week spell for us, so we'll be back for Casey and Coburg in round 12. Kick smothered, up for grabs here, picked up. Hand pass came back, Brown. That was Tyler. Did well, Collingwood out of danger. Kick to the wing. No mark was taken. Morris was there for the Tigers. Hacked forward now towards half forward. That's actually a very good kick from Miller because it found Townsend. Beveridge down just in front of Townsend. Yeah. Goes with the switching pass. Great vision and a shot on goal for Silvestro coming up.
How's the class of that kick from Townsend? It was just unbelievable. Pinpoint perfect. Very good.
Slight angle for Silvestro and we'll kick it from about 30. Almost averaging a goal a game. Does know how to find the sticks. Did kick one last week against the Lions to extend the lead to 30 points. Only extends it to 25 instead. This is right, 8:56 to 4:7:31.
Marty Hoare to bring the ball back into play. He does so, going up the middle. Finds his teammate in Roughsedge. Goes out wide. Oxley. Oh, Oxley a grubber along the outer side. Morris throwing his body on the line. As those at home wearing the 57 in the second half, as Mark Stone alluded to. Blood rule during the second quarter. We'll have a boundary throw in outer side. Here at Victoria Park. 2 games coming up this afternoon. Williamstown and Casey. Frankston taking on Port Melbourne. Both 2 p.m. starts. And you can follow those scores by downloading the VFL app. Search VFL in Google Play or the App Store. Ticking over to 10,000 downloads as of yesterday. So plenty of people getting on board and keeping up to date with all the play-by-play scores. You can get all the latest highlights.
You can get us?
You can. Head to the broadcast section. You can listen to Aussie Digital and listen to and watch the broadcast stream. As big punch away from Hoare. Inside forward 50 once again. The Tigers. Oh, handball comes over the top. Silvestro, and this time he puts it through. And the Tigers get a 9th goal of the afternoon. They move on to 9-8-62 to Collingwood. 4-7-31. And we have gone nearly 15 minutes in the third quarter here in the top of the ladder clash. And Richmond, 2-0 this term. And really getting an advantage, Mark Stone.
That handball, was that from Jake Arts? That handball was brilliant over the top to Silvestro, and Jake Arts in some good play this afternoon, and good result for the Richmond side.
Coleman Jones still in the ruck for the Tigers. Good bounce back in the middle. Blair has to get away from Alice. Still up for grabs. Howe was socket forward for the Tigers. Rioli, hand pass intercepted. Didn't matter. Silvestro got on the left. Ball just missed Bolton. Collingwood desperately defending, almost trying to stay in the game at the moment. Oh. They're under siege. Hand pass toward the middle of the ground. Coleman Jones was involved. Baker went looking for Lloyd, missed him. Up for grabs. Brown wrapped up. Whistle. Which way? Richmond's way. Free kick for Lloyd. Just behind True, centre half forward. An outstanding player at this level. Did he win the Norm Goss last year, gents? In a losing side? He had an outstanding grand final.
Anthony, my memory won't go back.
Testing everyone's memory. Drummond's inside 50. We go. Fly from Bolter. Couldn't take the mark. Coleman Jones got beaten at that time by Lynch. Now it's Wills. He's brought down in the back. Free kick, Collingwood. I'll check my fun fact. And if you're, I'll check it.
Actually, I'm curious about that because I know he was in the running, had a really good game, but
an outstanding game last year.
I can't remember who won that.
Isn't
that terrible?
It is. Wasn't long ago. No, I thought Port Melbourne got the.
It was.
Who
Yes, it was a Port Melbourne player, and his name is. Come on, put me out of my misery.
Or was it Sammy Lloyd?
No.
I reckon he got it. Yeah, Sammy Lloyd.
Really?
I was correct.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well done, young Adam.
Good close voting as well, but Richmond probably leading for the majority of that second half until the final quarter storm.
Stoney, it's important to back yourself every now and then, isn't it?
It is. You've done well, actually. I thought, yeah. Anyway, well done. Good job.
I've trouble enough thinking about what's happening next week than thinking back to about 7 months ago.
Our man Big Lee Brown had the vote that day.
He did. Kick inside forward 50. And Garthwaite goes across goal with Adam Sarakoglu's favourite kicking style in the Peter Jackson VFL. Ball to the outer side, Drummond. Likes not to take on his opponent in Hallier. Chips it in short, finds Miles. Miles back with the football, leading disposal getter on the park for the game so far. Brown, that of the Callum variety, kicks up. Perfect pass, but it's to Ryan Garthwaite. Unfortunately, he's playing for the Tigers. Been strong today in defence.
Strong player too. Strong overhead.
Probably pretty happy that he didn't have to face Brody Myercheck in today's game. Ball on the outer side. No mark taken. Ball held up, and we'll have a ball up. 2-0 this term by the Tigers. Led by 17 points at quarter time, and now a match high. 31-point lead. Soldo again with the tap down. He's had a strong day and a really good season at VFL level. Hasn't had those great opportunities at AFL level, but at VFL level he's been doing great. Arts over the top. This is where they're dangerous, the Tigers. They go inside forward 50, looking for Rioli. There he is again. Strong mark overhead. I would say the reason many Tiger fans are tuning into VFL.com.au today to see how far he is away. Third game back, first full game today. I think the fans will be excited.
In the first half, I thought he was really rusty, but in this second half, he's starting to get his hands on the ball, and his timing is returning, and that's what they look for. And another shot on goal, but the third quarter has been really good.
Daniel Rioli off a couple of steps, off to the left-hand side. So he kicked 1 goal today. As Adam mentioned, his third game back. In his first 2 games, probably played a half and then 3 quarters, averaged 7 disposals a match. It just extends that lead for the Tigers to 32 points.
Coming back in as well, Morris did well to get the fist. Ellis with the hand pass out. Miles, short pass for Stengel on the bounce. Quick hand pass back to Miles. Gets onto the right boot toward the pocket. Baker with the fly. In the squares, Arts. Can he get his hands on it? No. A minor score once more for the Tigers. It's getting out of hand though. 9-10-64. Playing 4-7-31. Collingwood with no score so far in this third term, and Brown has to go backwards. This is what we've seen too much of for Collingwood. Stagnant ball movement in their back half, and they're really struggling to get it forward of centre. Brown has it once more.
Around the grounds in the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. About 3 minutes left to go. Williamstown the last goal. And it's 11 points the margin. So still an opportunity for the Seagulls to sneak a win. 11 points, 3 minutes left.
A 50-metre penalty. Tyler Brown brought to centre wing.
I should mention Casey Demons leading Williamstown in that clash.
Men up next there. As we go inside 50 now. Murray. Another wasted ball, and Garthwaite having a good game. Takes the mark. Now, Shea Bolton's come off Stoney. Don't know if he's 100% okay. Keep an eye on that one.
No, it's fine, mate.
Okay. Richmond, kick it
just
in.
Buggered.
Short, fine. Naish. Looking for options. Kicks in short. Finds the captain, Stephen Morris. Went off with some claret during the second term. Back on the park now. It's caused some headaches for Chippendale this afternoon in defence. Lloyd. Handball over the top. Townsend. He's going to centre the ball. Looking for an option. Looking for Thompson. Thompson at the back. Rioli flying. Can they get the ball out? Magpies. Good work by Hoare. Gets the ball back on the left boot. Clearing kick. And good strong mark taken.
He's one of the toughest men I've seen play footy.
He is. Morris inside forward 50 once again. Another opportunity. A push out, and it will be Marty Hoare to take the free kick as the Magpies come out of defence.
Took a daring bounce, and the pressure came. Got his hand pass out, so Collingwood do work this out eventually. And the mark taken by Wellings. In toward the middle of Victoria Park. Brown almost lost it in the sun. And Garthwaite got it back out to Lloyd. Kick out wide, just stretching for it. Silvestro couldn't quite claim the footy. Over the top of it, Tarjaru for Collingwood. Pressure on him. Brown again, Silvestro. Brown all over him. Still a Tigers ball. Miles. Got it back to Lloyd. Threw it onto the right boot to Ward half forward. Townsend couldn't get close enough to it. It spills out of bounds. It's been all Tigers in this third term. 27-point lead. Daniel Rioli starting to come into the game. Just a quick chat to one of the trainers. It's actually loose inside forward 50, just off the ball as we speak. Callum Brown got the clearance and found Hallier. Milestone game for him today. Collingwood captain goes wide. Very wide, almost too wide. Put Blair under a lot of pressure. Needed some help. Brown got around the pressure. And down the line. That's a nice little ball. Mark taken by Murphy. Collingwood looking to attack. A rare foray forward. An unrealistic jump at the ball. Morris was out the back, and now Ballard has it for the Tigers. Spent a lot of the first half up forward, Ballard. Now he's on the last line of defence. He'll come near side. Now Bolter was asking for it. Oxley with the big fist. Kills that one off.
Around the grounds, and Casey, well, they've kicked 3, 4 and 1 goals in their first 3 games this season. They kicked their total number of goals all in the one game and kicked 8 goals straight, which is always difficult to do at Williamstown. 8 straight 48. They defeated Williamstown 5-7-37, so a historic win for Casey Demons, their first ever in Swiss Wellness VFL Women. So unable to go back-to-back the Seagulls, but a good first win for Casey in round 5 of Swiss Wellness. Melbourne Uni and Geelong, the final game being played this afternoon. As Hoare kicks it in short. Plenty of Tigers around the football, but the Magpies will mop up. Murray gets the boot on the left, inside forward 50. Garthwaite there once more. He's had a good game in defence today, along with the captain in Morris. The forwards of the Magpies have had a tough task. Handball came out. That was Wellings. They kick it inside forward 50. That was Beveridge. Good work by the defence. And here comes Drummond. Gets the handball out. Silvestro at half back. His kick was forced as LaGrice inside forward 50, looking for once more Chippendale. But Garthwaite, another spoil, heads towards the boundary line. And we'll see a boundary throw in.
Defence has played real well for the Richmond team today. Garthwaite's led that with Morris. A good defensive unit, the Richmond VFL team.
It has been. Certainly able to shut it down, and then they just pull the trigger and run it off the half-back line. Tapped down by Soldo once more. Round the boundary line. Good, desperate tackle. Could have been leg. That's what the umpire has said. So free kick will go the way of the Pies on the outer side. Gus Borthwick take it.
That Casey women's team, Anthony, could lend some support to some VFL men's teams kicking a goal down at Bad goal, Anthony.
Well, I don't think any have had the secret. Blair, now an opportunity to put it through. Bouncing ball. And much needed goal for the Magpies.
Who was it kicked at? Was it?
I just wanted to see whether it was the captain, Jack, down in the forward line. But they finally have their 5th goal on the board, and they move on to 5-7-37, trailing the Tigers 9-10-64, as we've gone 26 minutes in the third quarter of this top-of-the-ladder clash here in the Peter Jackson VFL on VFL.com.au. I think it was Captain Jack with the goal.
First goal in a while there for the Pies. And the margin 27 points. Back in the middle. Soto up against Howe. Bouncing ball up for grabs. Well claimed by Bolton, but he got claimed himself. Needed to dispose of the footy. Up for grabs. Centre half forward here for Collingwood. Doing very nicely through the traffic. Tajru. Ball came all the way back. Hoare to clear it out of defensive 50. Goes over the top. Mark taken by Singh. Kept it moving. Did nicely. Borthwick. They can get 2 in a minute maybe here. The Pies. Hand pass off. Now Wellings. Right foot. Hits the post.
Collective.
5-8-38 playing 9-10-64. Morris to bring it in for Richmond. He'll come near side. Ballard's his target. Pushed out of it. We'll have a boundary throw in just on the outskirts of 50.
You can't always believe what you read, gents. So just reading on social media, Casey's final score 8-2-50 to Williamstown 5-7-37. So don't always believe what you read.
Still 8-2's not bad down there.
It is. It's pretty good down there at Williamstown.
Yeah, correct.
So a boundary throw in here. Left half forward for Collingwood. Kelly with a goal moments ago. Lloyd clearing the ball out, bouncing. Rioli didn't get front position at that time. Baker with the body on Hoare. Tigers ball through the middle. Silvestro having a very good third turn, but he kicked to an empty 50. Chasing it back, LaGrice. Just bounced away from him. Arts did well, body on body. Townsend. It's going to work out for Richmond. Coleman Jones, open goal. That hurts. 10-10-70 to 5-8-38.
Elliot Grice fumbled the ball and they had 2 opposition players right next to him, so he's unfortunately lost the handle on the footy and ended up getting a goal to Richmond.
So the ball head back towards the middle. A quick reply, the Magpies, after they got their first goal since the 24-minute mark of the second term. Late goal to Gallucci. Richmond now with the reply. Gets their goal tally to 3 during this third term. And gets that buffer back out to 32 points. Ball in the middle. Soldo gets his own tap, slung off the football. Ball the call. Quick play. Murray inside forward 50 for the Magpies. It's where they've fallen down today, finding those marking options inside forward 50. Markov. Been another one of those players that's held up the defensive end for the Tigers today. Rough's edge, couldn't get his handball away. It was intercepted, good mark taken by Baker. Just telling the umpire.
50 metres of player, the Collingwood player ran through close to the zone.
So, Liam Baker being the eyes and ears for the umpire, just telling him about what the free kick was for. Goes inside forward 50 now. Townsend, Silvestro. Short chip kick. He's taken down after the kick. And it will be a free kick going the way of Anthony Miles. Let's see whether he can add to his disposal count with a second major for the day. Kicked one in the first term. Opening goal of the game. And can he kick the final goal of the third term? Extend the margin to a match high 38 points at 3/4 time. Lines it up. Puts it straight through the middle. So he has his second goal of the afternoon. The 11th on the board for Richmond. And they move on to 11-10-76. Leading Collingwood, the home team, 5-8-38. And another strong quarter performance by Richmond, kicking 4 during the third term, Adam Sarakoglu.
Yeah, so it looks like Richmond's going to run away with this one. That margin now is out to 38 points. They have doubled Collingwood's score, the Tigers, and now 2 goals for Anthony Miles. All singles after that for the Tigers, 2 for Andrew Gallucci, and others are singles for Collingwood. Adam Sarakoglu, Anthony Stangetz, Mark Stone will go out into the huddles and hopefully get Craig McRae. For us, it is at 3/4 time in the top of the table clash. Tigers leading Collingwood by 38 points. So we'll be back after this break with the final term.
Your Peter Jackson VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any 2 suits for $895. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved.
But it's your job. We'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota Top 5 Plays of the Week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Looks to be the last game of the first set. Almagro leading 5-3.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Victoria Park is where we are, and it's where Richmond holds a 38-point lead over Collingwood here in round 9 action. 11-10-76, the Tigers leading the Magpies 5-8. 38, three-quarter time. Our two teams are in the huddles. Adam Sarakoglu, Anthony Stangetz.
That's a Collingwood supporter just walking past. They're a bit disappointed with the third term there by the home side.
Well, at least later on today they'll have another chance to score a W at AFL level against the Fremantle Dockers. Beautiful sunshine here on a Sunday afternoon. Two more games that are about to kick off. 2 o'clock, Frankston taking on Port Melbourne, and Williamstown will take on Casey. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. We had Williamstown taking on Casey earlier today, and the Demons got their first win. 8-2-50, was it, Anthony?
It was to Williamstown, 5-7-37. So Seagulls coming back at them in the final term, but Demons holding on for that win.
Jared Rivers has allowed Collingwood to escape from their huddle. Craig McRae still addressing the Tigers. It looks like it's going to be a big win coming up for the Tigers. They're going to move to 7-1 on top of the ladder. And they should be the only team still with one loss to their name. They've been outstanding this year, the Tigers, and playing some very good footy. We'll try and bring Mark Stone into the conversation now and see if he does get Craig McRae for us, because the Tigers now back out onto the grounds and making their way to their positions.
Couldn't get Craig, boys. Just talking to Daniel Rioli and a few of the senior players. Stephen Morris getting some attention to the nose and just was pretty happy with the 3 quarters. Said pretty happy with the whole team aspect. A lot of pressure. He's been really happy with that defensive 6 or defensive 7 of the Richmond team, and he just said wanted to finish the game off and really run the game out. Really went to his leaders and said, okay, boys, let's lead by example and get the 4 points.
Thank you, Stoney. Conditions right now are still dead still. No real scoring end. Stoney, just come in.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
no,
still perfect out there?
Yeah, perfect conditions, guys. It just is a great day for footy. Great to see so many people here at the game and so many spectators at the huddles, at those both quarter time huddles, and obviously both sides followed really well. Good following, good supporter base from both the Richmond and Collingwood footy clubs.
So only the 1 goal, 1 in the third term for Collingwood. Jack Haller in game 100 getting that goal. Final term not far away from getting underway. Can you sell any hope for Collingwood here, Stoney? Is there any chance they can overturn this 38-point deficit?
I think Richmond's been a better side. They've played, their defensive unit has been where you always win games if your defence is really on top, and they've been on top. Collingwood will try and rally. They've rallied and obviously down a couple of men, but the Richmond team with that class on ball and dangerous forwards, they're just the better side at the moment.
So top spot up for grabs. It's Richmond by 38 points. We'll wait for the last of the spectators to leave the arena here at Victoria Park.
Just a disposal update. Anthony Miles again, a 30-plus game. 32 disposals. Sam Lloyd, 29. Shea Bolton, 19. Alice, 19. Charlie Thompson in his debut game as 23rd player, 15 disposals.
Ivan Soldo to take on Lynch, and the final term is underway here, and Collingwood looking to get the quick clearance, although Oxley left the ball behind, and it will be the Tigers through. Miles going inside 50, and a mark taken by Coleman Jones, but he gives away a free kick.
Yeah, in the back.
So Collingwood inside defensive 50, switching ball for Oxley if it gets to him. Baker with a late contact, but a mark taken by Oxley. He stayed in the long sleeves for the duration today. Went down the line, 2-on-1 for Chippendale. Ball moving into the hands of Miller, but he just got harassed off it. Up for grabs, little soccer from Blair. All in front of you, Stoney. Is that staying in play? Nice little deft handball there from Markov to set up Morris, and now Arts. Corey Ellis asking for the ball. Tigers looking to extend their lead. Left foot inside 50 for Stengel. Had to jump for it. No mark taken. Ball stays in play. Stengel gets around one tackler. Wants to work it onto his right. Didn't want to have a shot. Went to the corridor instead, and he found Miles. Kicked the first goal of the game. Kicked one after the three-quarter time siren as well. Can become the only man on the ground with 3.
The accumulator, this bloke. He's amazing. Puts himself in the right spots at the right time. Just knows where the footy is. Just an amazing football brain, Anthony Miles, and got a shot on goal.
Playing his 7th game of the year here in the VFL, kicking a goal a game. He's going to maintain that average and, in fact, improve that average here today. Directly in front from right on 50, goal umpire working to the left, and it hits the post. Second time today that post has been hit, and it's a minor score. 39-point ball game.
Ball brought back into play out to this broadcast side wing. Avan Soldo puts the big arms up. Had another dominant game today in the middle for the Tigers. Really developing.
He is developing. No
this year. Just got one big man that can't get out of the way at AFL level, but I'm sure he'll progress at some stage. As they do now, they manage their players, and I'm sure Soldo will come in one of those weeks. All bouncing around. Coleman Jones couldn't get his hands to it. Soldo again gets up. The big man. Collingwood under plenty of pressure once more. Handball came out from Lynch. Going his way through was Blair. Wills. They go backwards. Gallucci comes out to Chippendale. Was bumped as he kicked it, and Garthwaite will take an easy mark. He'll go across goal. Ernest takes the mark. Ball Silvestro. Now to the outer side. Here's a chance for the Magpies again. Just looking at their options. Borthwick now. Handball's back over the top. A chance to go inside forward 50, top of the arc. And they find Jack Blair. Chip kick finds Callum Brown. And Brown will line up from 40 metres out directly in front.
Need this goal. It's an understatement to get, but young Brown can get the distance here, get the chocolates, I reckon.
So there's an opportunity for him directly in front. It's third game at VFL level this season. Let's see what he can do with it. And with brother Tyler in the team, both the father-sons. Kicks long, kick goes short, and just punched through for a behind. Jacob Ballard doing the work down there. 5'9", plays 11-11-77 here on VFL.com.au.
Morris to himself. Finance Award the outer side, but it's coming back in. Tyler Brown takes the mark. Sends it back inside 50 for Collingwood. Garthwaite's in the right spot. Bit of kick to kick. And it's a Tigers ball once more as Garthwaite sends it wide. Silvestro's had a good second half. Just keeps bobbing up. Who had a kick for Thompson. It was no good. Turnover and Collingwood a chance, but straight down the throat that kick of Stephen Morris. And we start again. Ballard received the handball. Markov over the top. Bolton might be next in the chain. Markov holds on to the footy for the time being. Wants to switch. It's okay. That was a safe ball. Thompson. He'll go over the top, and they're finally out here. Lloyd with some space on the outer wing. Took a bounce, right foot towards half forward. So far, so good. Soldo the short pass. Miles, he'll go short. It's too easy now for the Tigers. Bolton, the man that can finish it.
Just their precision play and their foot skills just to open up the game and take the ball across the other side and just find avenues to goal. And Miles gets on the end of it with a kick to Bolton. So good bit of play and good team.
Loves the goal, Shea Bolton. Saw him in last year's grand final. Really have an impact in front of the sticks. He's kicked 10 goals this year. Directly in front for his first today. Goal. 12-11-83, playing 5-9-39. The Tigers will be on top of the ladder after round 9 tonight.
Yeah, good result there for the Tigers, and just being the best team, the better team today, and just too many avenues around the ball and down forward. And Collingwood have had a crack though. They really have had a crack at the game, but Richmond in the end just seem to have all the answers.
Second loss coming up for Collingwood. You see Kai Beveridge looking to make his way back out on the ground. No one wants to come off for him. He's made his debut today. You're right, Stoney, up close. Apple hasn't fallen far from the tree there. Back in the middle.
So 44 points the margin. Match high lead to the Tigers. Bolton spending a fair bit of time towards the middle of the ground today. Second leading disposal winner for the Tigers on the ground. shepherded out by Soldo. Just trying to convince the umpire he wasn't doing that. Not getting anywhere with it, and the Magpies will take the free kick. Lynch brings it out to broadcast side wing. Gus Borthwick can't get himself onto the top 5 plays of the week as he runs into Stoney's favourite tough guy in the VFL, Steve Morris, and made sure his opponent was going nowhere. Ball up, middle of Victoria Park. Bolton, another disposal. Kicks it up towards half forward. Was looking for the big man in Coleman Jones, couldn't find him. Magpies mop up. Centering kick. Oh, Lloyd, he could kick this. Goes long, bouncing ball off to the right-hand side and through for one behind. Another behind on the board for the Tigers. 12-12-84 they move on to Collingwood. 5-9-39. A reminder to our listeners and viewers, a 2-week hiatus. So with the double-header Channel 7 matches over the next fortnight, we'll be back in round 12. Casey versus Coburg.
Which is a Saturday game, which is also sort of a little unusual for us. Normally we're on Sundays, but both these sides in TV games next week as Collingwood look to go inside 50. That's a nice mark reeled in there by Callum Brown. Wants to go inboard, does. Chippendale. Little short pass, didn't go 15 metres. Is that 15? No, Borthwick. The don't argue. The left foot snap. The points. 5-10 at Collingwood playing 12-12-84. 44-point ball game. As we said, both these teams in TV games next week as the Tigers come broadcast side. Rioli went up, didn't bring the ball down. Murphy with the tap on, did well. Snapped inside 50 by Gallucci. Diving effort for the mark, not taken. Miller had it and lost it. Was Naish, in fact. Now Garthwaite, that stays in play, does it? Left foot snap straight to the behind post off the boot of Chippendale. Out of bounds on the full. And it will be a Tigers ball. They'll be on top of the ladder tonight. We're not far away from Frankston taking on Port Melbourne and Williamstown taking on Casey. 2 other games today in the Peter Jackson VFL. As we go down the line, going up for the mark. Some tape around his head. Hoare couldn't take it. Hoare now hacks it inside 50. That'll take a bounce and go out of play.
Really impressed by Marty Hoare today. He's had a good game. He's got the tape on his head at the moment from a clash of heads, but he's, I'm really liking his way he's playing. He's really improved since his 18th year and come from Bendigo and come to Collingwood. Just a good get for the VFL team there.
A really important game coming up today, Williamstown and Casey. Casey an opportunity with Collingwood's loss in this match. Casey with a win can move to second spot on the ladder. And they face the Magpies next week. For Williamstown, very important, because they want to keep their spot in the top 8. Port Melbourne just outside at the moment on percentage. But Williamstown could drop out of the top 8 if Port Melbourne win, Williamstown lose, and sets it up for a big second half of the season. Oxley leading back in the race for the football. Short chip kick, misdirected. Stengel. It's a chance. Oh, gets sidesteps, goes round, puts it through. On the run, kicks his second of the day, moves to 15 goals for the season, and another major on the board for Richmond, and that's how quickly that they can turn the ball over. 13-12-90 the Tigers, Collingwood 5-10-40 as the second goal of this final term on the board for the Tigers, and that's what they do, Stoney.
How's the speed of Stengel? Just put the afterburners on and just pulled away, and just he was actually giving instructions to his Richmond players as he was taking the ball under his arm. That's how good he was going. Good result. Good to see those type of players just burning it up and kicking goals. Good goal.
At times today's been far too easy for Richmond. Back in the middle. Stengel again. Got it out to Miles. Alice goes inside 50. Bit of a nothing ball though. Coleman Jones won't get close enough to that one. Handball eluded Oxley. Up for grabs on the outer side here. Bolton with the tackle. Alice, can he get it? No. Wills Over the top of it, picks it up for Collingwood. Hand pass out, and they do clear out now. Morris underneath. Look out, there was someone coming. Morris left the ball behind that time. Drummond's in there as well for Richmond. Ball comes out the back. Morris happy to lock it back up. Ball up. Just beside the centre square. Richmond will be on top of the ladder in the VFL tonight. Looking to go one better than last year as we get a clearing ball towards half forward. Coleman Jones dropped the mark. Murphy goes back by hands, and Hoare, little short pass out wide's okay. And as the Pies now look to use the corridor. Singh. Right football. Foot race for it here at half forward. It's Hetherington with the short little pass in toward the pocket. Morris was met hard pretty quickly. Blair trying to work his way through. Miller held him up. Kick smothered off the boot of Hetherington. Then it goes out of play. Good defensive pressure from Miller. And we have a boundary throw in the right forward pocket.
Just having a look at the month ahead for the Tigers. And next week they take on Williamstown, as we mentioned in the Channel 7 game next Sunday. And then the Northern Blues, Box Hill Hawks and Essendon is their next month ahead. Just finding out this information by downloading the VFL app and looking up the club info page, just if anyone was wondering. For Collingwood, the month ahead, as we mentioned, Channel 7 next week taking on Casey. And then they face the Northern Blues, Williamstown and Werribee. So close, and any of those results could go any way as we see the top two teams separated by 50 points in today's game, which I don't think is a true indication of their form lines this season. As Silvestro gets a handball on to Lloyd. Goes over the top, Drummond. Handball further afield, finds Markov, who's had a good game today, showing a burst of speed, taking on Borthwick on that outer side. In the half-forward position, took on Hoare, and Hoare was asking for a free kick. It now falls with Oxley. He goes backwards to Tardrew, his fellow long sleever who decided to get rid of and ditch the long sleeves at quarter time. This ball goes out of... free kick on the full, as Richmond will benefit from the free kick. Drummond at half-back now. They've got the numbers. Naish developing at VFL level for the Tigers, the father-son. And Ballard looking at his options. Don't go across goal. He doesn't. Brings it along this broadcast side wing. Good, strong mark taken. Arts. So Jake Arts, been a mainstay of this VFL list for a number of years now. It's in short, finds Lloyd. So Lloyd, just his third game at VFL level this year. He'll be knocking on the door of the AFL team once again. Racks up the possessions with Arts again. Who kicks in shorts to another man that has been racking up the disposals in Miles. A 30-plus disposal game, probably edging towards 40 at this stage of the final term. 15 minutes into it. And they find Alice. This is the Corey variety. And returning to AFL duties is Alice on the left boot. Inside forward 50. Finds his target. And Noah Bolter will line up to see whether he can claim his second goal of the day.
Always good to watch your left footers kick the ball. Alice with that left foot then, just brilliant pass to Bolter, and just poetry in motion, I reckon.
Just curved it round the boundary line beautifully. Bolter, talking about not a beautiful kick, Bolter around the corner on the right boot. Might have needed a left footer on that occasion, Stoney, just to guide it round.
The angle of the dangle.
It did, but Hoare will move the ball out of defence for the Magpies.
Out of side, goes down the line. Garthwaite pushed his man out of the way, couldn't take the mark. Collingwood retain possession. We go through the middle. Howe. Is that a mark? No, it touched the ground. Bolton held him up, but he got his hand pass out. Pies will go inside 50, and we've got a one-on-one. Hallier, the skipper, takes a nice mark.
Good use of the body then, just held his man out and took the mark, protected the ball space, and Shot on goal.
Slight angle, 20 out. It's too little too late, though. It will be a Richmond win, margin 50 points. 17 minutes gone, final term.
Hear the crowd cheer in his 100th game if he slots this one through.
As we tick into time on, the other two games in the VFL will just be kicking off. Frankston hosting Port Melbourne, Williamstown hosting Casey. So Jack Elliott, right foot, nice clean ball. Kicks the goal, everyone gets around him, and rightly so. 6-10-46, playing 13-12 and 90.
Did that well.
Every
Jack
one of
Elliott.
his teammates get around him for that goal. Second of the day.
So ball heading back towards the middle. Late goal for Collingwood in this clash. Just the two multiple goal scorers in Hallier and Gallucci. But once again, just the goal kicking depth of the Tigers a highlight. 11 individual goal scorers today. Sharing the goals around and not relying on anyone in that forward line. Bolter showing his versatility with a time in the ruck. Got the tap down, chased it up. Ball being extracted by the Magpies. Tardrew got it out. Lynch kicks up to half forward. Over the head of Hallier, but he might still end up with a footy. He does. Gets his kick away. Puts it straight in the hands of his opponent. And here's Miles, another disposal. Not a good disposal on that occasion, but he gets it back. Such as his work rate. He wanted to clean it up. Stengel onto Lloyd. Can he sneak it through? He does. Easy as you like. Lloyd kicks his first of the day and the 12th individual goal scorer for the Tigers as they put their 14th on the board. Doing it easy in this final term. 14-12-96 to Collingwood. 6-10-46. And Stoney, that's how they do it. They share it round, and once again, Stengel involved.
Party tricks now. You got Lloyd and Miles and Stengel, and just it's just like poetry in motion, just like training drills. And as I said, the team and the luxuries of having that sort of player in your forward line, you've got to kick goal after goal. 14 of them actually today.
I feel like Collingwood switched off now because Richmond kicking easy goals in this final term. 11 of their 12 goal kickers AFL listed. Bolter, high ball inside 50. No mark taken by Soldo in the square. Off the ground to clear it out. Murray, that was actually effective. Well done, Murray. Blair, down the line, put down after the kick. That'll be downfield. Free kick advantage paid. Howell did well to get the hand pass out. Collingwood in transition. Inside 50, another push after the kick. Now that's going to come back. It's not going to be downfield. According to the umpire, locals not happy with it. Coming all the way back to Jack Blair. Too far out to score. Blair, short pass inside 50.
Well, it's not reserves,
Yep.
it's VFL.
Big on that.
Yeah, we've been on that for about
Anthony
15 years now, Anthony. It's a VFL, not the reserves.
Callum Wellings has it for Collingwood. It's about as vocal as the crowd's been here all day.
It was.
For our friends in grey and green, it's probably a good sign that they've had a very good day. Have not been noticed. Wellings. Kicked one last week. That's on the way as he got the distance, not quite. Slapped through, minus score, Collingwood. Margin down to 49 points.
So the ball to be brought back into play. Markov going long, straight down the middle of the ground. See how quickly they can move it.
Now, how many goals have Richmond kicked on this sort of setup today, Stoney?
About 6 or 7.
Could be another one.
Thompson, Lloyd, inside forward 50. Not on this occasion. Cut off by Murphy. Looks to go straight back up the middle of the ground. Here's an opportunity. Gallucci got it onto Brown. Now they move it through the middle of Victoria Park. Could be under plenty of pressure. They are. Hetherington, Gallucci. Back to Beveridge and intercepted Markov. Great game in defence. Markov, Morris, Garthwaite, all the linchpins of this VFL team this season. Baker now, told to play on. Oh, sidesteps Murray, kicks it up towards half forward. Soldo in the second spot, gets the football, the big man. Evades the tackler, he's taken too high, play on the call from the umpire. His fellow big man in Coleman Jones goes goalward. Can't add a 10th goal of the season, and it's through for one behind.
Round of grounds, 2 more games have kicked off. One behind the piece between the Seagulls and the Demons. No score yet between Port Melbourne and Frankston. That one's in Frankston. Here's a turnover. Baker, right foot, advantage paid, goal. Richmond is the benchmark so far in 2018. They will move to 7-1. Baker gets his second goal of the game. 6-11-47 Collingwood. 14-something 103. Our view of the scoreboard obstructed at the moment.
It's just perceived pressure around the ball, and
13 behind, that is.
Richmond ability to be able to just pick up the crumbs and kick a goal. Baker there, but just perceived pressure, and the pressure they put on the ball carrier, defensive pressure. It's been a good, as you said. I don't think it's a true indicative of the two sides, but today Richmond's been far superior.
Well, you look at their scoring this year, and their lowest score was up against North Melbourne. Oh, it wasn't up against North Melbourne. They kicked 9 goals up against the Bulldogs, and that was their only loss of the season. So the only time they kept under 10 goals, they have suffered a defeat, but probably averaging 14 goals a match this year, the VFL Tigers. As Murphy marks in defence for the Magpies. Goes in towards the middle, but it's Tigers, they're raffling it now. Miles and Bolton, they're probably raffling who's going to have the most disposals in today's game. Don't know about the 50.
That was a bit stiff, that was. I agree.
But Miles, I reckon he'll end up with 40 plus today. He's averaged 30 disposals a game. He's kicked 8 goals this year. And in his 7th game of the season. Directly in front. They've already cracked the ton. Time for their 16th goal of the game. Biggest score of the year, round 1. 21-15, 141. Up against Port Melbourne. Anthony Miles. Not only is he going to lead the disposals today, but it leads the goal kicking for the Tigers. His 3rd of the afternoon. As we mentioned, 16-13, 109 to Collingwood. 6-11-47. Mark Stone just running away with it, the Tigers.
Have they, how many goals this quarter for the Tigers, Adam?
Well, they had 11 to 3/4 time, so 5.
So we might go. Might have another 30-minute quarter this quarter.
We've only got 8 more minutes of airtime if you're listening to us on Aussie Digital, so we'll have to scrap post-game for the 2nd week in a row, Stoney. The post-game interview, it goes too long.
Oh, well,
last week's game just went on and on and on, didn't it? At Sandringham.
Excuse me,
that was
it
a
did.
long game, that one. No, yours, Stoney.
No, it's all good.
All right, Ballard, left foot. Bouncing ball toward half forward, gets cut off and repelled back out. High ball back towards centre wing. That's a very, very good mark by Borthwick. And while he was on the deck, got the hand pass to Blair. Out wide he goes. We go inside 50. Singh couldn't take the mark that time there. Just falling over was Grice and Morris out the back. Hand pass off to Drummond. From the goal square, Drummond. It's a long ball to a 2-on-1. Ball gets fisted away there that time from Thompson. Out of play for a boundary throw-in. The Pies fans here, they'll be making their way to Victoria Park Station on their way to the G. Collingwood taking on Fremantle in just over an hour's time. A goal on the board for Port Melbourne, 1-1-7. Frankston Yancey score, and Casey 1-2-8, leading Williamstown 1 behind as Collingwood set up across half forward. Didn't hear the footsteps, and Stengel gets the tackle and the holding the ball free kick.
That's what you mean by speed.
Gallucci didn't see him coming, and Stengel goes wide. We're just pretty much waiting for siren time now. Richmond is your top of the table team in the Peter Jackson VFL at 7-1.
Continue to hold on to possession. They find Thompson, 23rd player, kicks inside forward 50. Soldo just having a rest in the final term up in the forward line. Taken to ground was Tardrew, and we'll see a ball up. Crowd starting, as we mentioned, to disperse for the AFL. Lloyd round the corner, puts it through, kicks his second goal of the final term, and the 7/8 on the board for Richmond. 17-13, 115. They lead Collingwood 6-11-47. And as we said, Mark Stone, that's what they can do. Lloyd probably up to a 30 disposal game as well. And he's only played the 3 games from after being dropped from the AFL team. And he, like Anthony Miles, is probably going to have great difficulty of trying to get a spot.
And it ran back to the halfback flank. But interesting, Sammy Lloyd incarnations. I remember playing at Frankston a few years ago now before he got drafted, and he was a 100-goal full forward or full forward back those days. And he's had a great, obviously, career as Blair goes forward. But good to see him on the end. He's a good player, Sammy Lloyd. Hope he gets a few more opportunities.
He's battled hard today, Blair. Just fell over as he tried to get his hand pass out. Richmond out the back. Now Stengel toward the pocket. Bouncing ball. Hall kept his feet when he needed to anyway. He fell over but had time to get up. Now Hetherington collected it on the half volley. Goes over the top. Wills. Hand pass back. Combined there with Tardrew. Now the kick comes inboard. Drummond making a nuisance of himself and managed to get in there for the Tigers and win it back eventually. Silvestro, hand pass back. Bit wayward, but still got it to Alice. Now second bite, Bolter. Just a little dribbler toward the pocket. Baker was met hard as soon as he got the ball. Brown's in there. It's Callum Brown for Collingwood. Tardrew extracts the footy. Goes across just behind true centre half back, and that's it. Big win for the Tigers. Collingwood 6-2. We've got 4 minutes on Aussie Digital. Stoney, if you do want to go out there and fetch us one of the Tigers players. Final score, if I can just see it. I'll go with Richmond 6-11-47. And I can't see that final score for Collingwood, but it's 115.
6-11-47 to 17-13, 115.
There we go. Thank you, Anthony Stangetz. Big win for the Tigers. Now, man, Stoney just venturing out.
How far can I go, boys?
Onto Victoria Park. You've still got us. I think he's targeting the skipper. Stephen Morris will be the man that will get. Hopefully our Aussie digital audience will be able to get all of this. We'll be on air for 3 more minutes. Goal kickers quickly, Anthony, before we do go to Stoney.
Yeah, 12 individual goal scorers for the Tigers. Anthony Miles leading the way with 3 goals. Sam Lloyd with 2. Stengel with 2. And Baker with 2. Single goal scorers are Rioli, Bolton, Bolter, Drummond, Coleman, Jones and Silvestro. And for Collingwood, their multiple goal scorers, Hallier and Gallucci. And singles each to Tardrew and Chippendale.
Not sure how man Stoney's actually going to be able to get anyone for us.
I'm trying to get Steve Morris. He's just shaking hands with the opposition boys. It was great to see great sportsmanship, and I'm just, I know we've got run out of time, so if we get there, we get it. We don't, we don't.
Probably just have to leave it there, Stoney. That's 2 weeks in a row, Stoney, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The games are just running too
long. Get
long.
him in for the video stream. They'll follow him out there for the video stream.
Let's get him on if we can. Probably
Steve.
won't, but
Steve.
this is great radio, this. Stoney works his way around. If you are listening to us on Aussie Digital, we will probably have to let you go in the middle of this interview. Stoney, go.
Stephen Morris, great result. Good team play. Really good, some good players and some good play during the day. You happy with the game?
Yeah, I am. I mean, that's something that we really strive for as a club, to be connected and the best team out there. And it's great to see guys that get a kick in the guts by getting dropped, coming back and playing above the level and really playing to the team footy rather than thinking about themselves.
You as captain, what role do you play within this team? You obviously had a lot of AFL experience, but coming back to lead this team, what do you see as your role in the team?
I think it's about that, trying to get the team to connect as well as we can. Obviously, VFL players, they work throughout the day, and mate, it's been a real eye-opener to see how hard these guys work throughout the day and then turn up with so much enthusiasm and energy to better themselves each night. So we only really get a chance to train for 20 minutes a week together, but we try and make it count, and hopefully you see that out here on the footy field as well.
How's your form been this year? Have you found your own footy?
I'm really enjoying it. So, it's I feel like I'm playing as well as I've played over the last couple of years, and it's nice to get some continuity rather than injuries that I've had over the last couple of years. So, no, I'm really enjoying it, and great bunch of fellas makes it a lot easier to enjoy it. It certainly doesn't hurt when you have a win too.
Does the experience of the young fellas lean on for a bit of experience, bit of guidance during the game, even during the week?
I think they're really driven themselves. They want to better themselves, whether they're AFL listed or VFL listed. We've got so many AFL listed young kids that are playing such good footy and really pressing those boys that are playing well at AFL to get even better, because there's plenty of boys here knocking on the door with their attack on the footy, their teamwork, and then being able to show what they've got to and play to their strengths. So.
It's always good watching good sides.
Sorry, Stoney, just quick for our Aussie Digital audience, we've got to let you go. Richmond get the win today. We'll let you go. Thanks for tuning in. Back to you, Stoney.
Just watching Anthony Miles and Sammy Lloyd, two players in particular who just rack up the ball and obviously the desire to play AFL, but they come back and play and are very consistent with their play.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you wouldn't find two better blokes to have around a footy club. They're great fellas, great for team morale, and to see the way they continue to turn up and play to the level that they play week in, week out, it's a credit to them as people around the club, and it's a reason that this club's in the position it is at both levels, I reckon. And
with young Rioli coming back, it's the boys are pretty happy when he kicked the goal, and he must be a pretty popular sort of player.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's obviously missed a lot of footy, but the reason we love him so much is because he is such a good team player. I mean, he got both of his goals today virtually playing to his strengths, but off the back of the pressure that he put on the footy to make our backs' jobs a hell of a lot easier, that's for sure.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for the help.
Thanks for your help. Bye.
Thank you, Stoney. It's good that he's come back after being delisted, still the captain of the VFL side. Big win for the Tigers, 17-13, 115. Collingwood, 6-11-47. That's a margin of 58 points in the end, or 68 points, I should say, for the Tigers. They're on top of the ladder in the Peter Jackson VFL. Thank you, Stoney. We'll see you. We're having a break. We're having a break for a couple of weeks.
See you about 4 weeks, I think.
We'll be at Casey for the Demons taking on Coburg in round 12. So we've got double headers coming up on the Channel 7 TV games, which means we're going to take a small break, have a little hiatus and be back for that game between Casey and Coburg out at Casey Fields. That'll be a Saturday 1 p.m. game. Thank you, Anthony Stangitz.
Thank you very much, Adam, and enjoy the break for a few weeks, and looking forward to the double header of action next week on Channel 7. Both these teams from today's games involved taking on the Tigers taking on Williamstown next Sunday. Casey, Collingwood next Saturday.
Two more games to keep an eye on around the grounds today. It's Frankston by a point against Port Melbourne and Williamstown by 6 against the Casey Demons. Those ones are approaching quarter time. On behalf of Anthony Stangitz and Mark Stone, I'm Adam Sarri-Coglu. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in a couple of weeks for Casey taking on Coburg. For now, good night. Or good afternoon.
There's an art to this kind of... The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart.